boy. Hello, boyos. This is a Rich Boy J track. I know all of y'all been waiting for this one, so you know I had to do it for you one time. This is the hottest track of 2018. Go just like hot, go just like hot, go just like hot, go just like hot. You need to stay off Tatooine if you can't take the heat. You need to stay off Tatooine if you can't take the heat. Cause it get cold just like hot, cold just like hot. It get cold just like hot, cold just like hot. You need to stay off Tatooine if you can't take the heat. You need to stay off Tatooine if you can't take the heat.
What's up, guys? Rich Boy J here, back again with another live stream. We got some boyos in the chat. How is everyone doing today? Gonna be working on this here UCS set. I went ahead and just pulled the box next to me because there's no telling when I'm going to need to access other boxes to get pieces for the section I'm working on. It's been a whole ordeal, but I'll get through it. I'll manage. Go ahead and zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and get this call started. Let me go and do that right now. Shout out to Alex McBrick for the $5 dono. Appreciate that. Why are we looking at this? Oh, did I close the call? Oh, my bad. Might be. Here we go. Give me one sec. Just gonna go ahead and get this call set up, and then we'll be good to go. Shout out to Mavs Bricks for the 501 dono. Yes, is there a 501st battle pack, a new 501st battle pack wrap coming? There actually is. I've kind of been working on one, so you guys should look forward to that hopefully next week. I don't want to make any promises, but there is a new wrap coming up. Alex McBrick says he was just watching the latest Clone Wars episode. He forgot to watch it before. I think the last episode was definitely the best of this arc. It still wasn't amazing by any means, but it was. I like the fact that it at least linked into the next arc. I appreciated that. So Brickopotamus, I'm about to send you a link to join this call, and once I do that, I'll actually add a few more other people because we can have a full gang here on the stream. All right, Brickopotamus, you should receive a link. Click it to join the call. Who else would like to join? I've had this mostly the same group of people here. So I'd kind of like to get some newer people on the call this time around. Clicky Monster said this last arc was not it. I generally agree. It was just okay. Oh yeah, Empire Brick Studios, absolutely. I know you've been trying to get on for a while. I guess you want me to actually invite you, so let's try it this way. Let me pull up your email real quick. Alright, see if that works. What's up, MBomb247? Oh yeah, I can go ahead and add JB. JB has been invited. Pop Professor says, nice, never gonna get your solo Lego album without a 501st update. That's a good point. That is a good point. Hey, what's up, dude?
What's up?
Nice of you to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Brigapotamus, actually, I emailed you the link, so you should check your email, and then you can just click the link, and then that'll take you to the call. But yeah, JB, I'm assuming you've seen the new Clone Wars episode, right?
Yep.
How did you feel about it?
I liked it. I definitely agree it was the best of the ones that we saw.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I did like I said earlier, that it kind of links into the next arc, so I'm looking forward to moving to this big finale arc.
Yeah, I loved it. When they started showing Maul and all that, and talking about the different crime syndicates and stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's just cool to me.
Cyan Harold says, "Hey, Rich Boy J, I love your channel. Appreciate that. How big is your Starkiller Base mock? Right now, Starkiller Base. So it's kind of hard to say because it's in multiple sections right now, but I think it is generally. Let's see, it's about this table. So like 6 feet by maybe like 8 feet right now. I think that sounds about right. 6 by 8 feet. All right, Brigapotamus, have you gotten? Is this it?
Yeah.
Is this him? Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you made it. I think we have. Well, I tried adding Empire Brick Studios. We'll see if he comes in. So I think I'll just have you three on for right now. Better go ahead and get started building. He says, which email? I used your personal one, the one you told me to last time. Unless you want me to use another one. Where is he? Alright. It is Star Destroyer time once again. I'm typically the kind of person who just would build a set like this all the way through without taking these breaks, but I don't know, it's been nice just kind of working on this, once a week, make some progress, enjoy the build, even though I having to stream while I'm doing it kind of makes it difficult, but it's nice to not have to be sitting here for hours trying to complete this thing. What's the biggest set that either of you two have made or have actually built an official set?
The 2015 Death Star, or 14, whichever, the second Death Star.
Right. I think that have actually been 2016.
Okay.
But yeah, did you build that one straight through, or did you take breaks to build it?
It took me a couple days just because of work and stuff, but I think maybe total time was about 5-6 hours.
Gotcha. What about you, Brigapotamus?
Hogwarts Castle.
It's a big set. Did you build it just straight through?
I tried to, but I had to go to bed at some point, so.
Fair enough.
Stay.
Makes sense.
You know what stinks is I was gonna buy the Star Destroyer, the Star Destroyer, but they took it off Target.com because I wanted to get it at Target.com so I could use my discount.
Oh,
but
right.
It's gone, and I'm like, what happened to it?
I'm honestly surprised it was on Target.com at some point. Maybe they just were given a certain amount to sell through their website, and they just sold through them.
Yeah, it just sucks because now I gotta pay full price.
Right. That's very annoying.
Wait. Never mind, it's back.
Oh,
Wait.
There you go. Go ahead and buy it. There's your
Now,
your quarantine build.
yeah.
You have no excuse now.
Well, see, I still have the Falcon inbox. I haven't even built that one.
We'll build both at the same time.
One, like each hand, I'll have one building the Falcon, one building the Star Destroyer. That would be an interesting stream.
Just having both instruction books on one table would be way too much. I couldn't even imagine. Empire, I did call you on Hangouts. I didn't send an email. I called you on Hangouts.
from Blaine today.
What'd you get?
Got tons of 1x1. I got some 1x1 cones, 1x1 studs, 1x1 like pillars in rainbow colors because I'm doing that whole subscriber thing. So I got about 3,000 parts to.
Oh, fun. Cool. Glad to see you supporting that boy Blaine.
Yeah.
I always mean to like, whenever I like need to place an order, I just instinctually will do easy buy, even though it would make sense for me to like go to sellers who I know, and just, you know, like use them. But I don't know. I don't know. I never actually remember to do that. Rich Boy J, you should do a giveaway. That would be cool. It's been a while. I used to do them. I think I did a giveaway for like, I did like 3 straight giveaways for every like 1,000 subscribers I gained. So I did like, I think it was like 5, 6, and 7,000, something along those lines. I did giveaways for. I could just do a random one just because, I guess. I don't know. I gotta think of something cool to give away.
27.3 thousand subs giveaway.
Yeah.
A good number.
It's a milestone.
You know
That's the milestone everyone tries to hit. 27.3.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'll
That's
just
my
quit
goal.
once I get 27.3.
There you go.
As the stream was starting, and because it said starting at was it 4:30 or 3:30 for you, but and then it took a couple minutes for you to actually get on. I thought that's actually a pretty funny April Fool's prank. You just have a bunch of people in the waiting room for like an hour, and you never actually show up.
Whenever the first stream I did for this Starter Store was on April Fool's or April 1st, and that's what people legit thought. They were like,
Oh,
"Oh,
really?
is this gonna be a joke?" And I'm like, "It's like as funny as that would be, I wouldn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to not betray the trust of my viewers."
Yeah, that's why the whole "I'll buy you the Lego" thing. Like, I think the April Fool's bit was kind of the clickbait, because I mean it wasn't really clickbait, but it kind of was.
Yeah.
But the April Fool's justified it for me, so I don't feel bad.
I don't know. I've thought of some cruel like April Fool's videos I could do, and I always just end up chickening out because I don't know. Like I'm not a person who particularly enjoys pranks, so I don't enjoy being the person who pranks people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's up, Trevor? How you doing, man? And his name is Keen Harold. All right, I got you. I will remember that. Zandy's, so Zandy asked about the new wave of Lego Star Wars sets. I guess those come out, he said in a week, technically a little bit over a week, because I think they drop on the 19th. As for my plans on getting them, I mean, I will, just because I just do that at this point, but I don't know, like I said, I mean, there are people out there who are excited for them, and they're not bad sets. I personally would just prefer play sets. I just like play sets. I like minifigs. I like things that are close to minifig scale, or system scale rather, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think everyone would have preferred at least one playset.
Oh, absolutely. Do you either of you plan on getting all of them or some of them? What are you guys' plans for the new wave?
Probably none of them. I'm just gonna save up for Summer Wave and the 501st Battle Pack for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For me, I need to tell myself that I need to not waste money by buying 2 of each of them.
You actually why 2 of each?
The collector in me sees the clean black box with the 18 plus on it, and I want to have one built on display, but I also want to keep one fresh, like in the clean box. But I need to be like, I can't be spending that kind of money.
That yeah.
Maybe when they go on sale, you can get another.
Yeah.
I think they will absolutely go on sale. I have no doubt that these will be on sale.
I have a really good idea for a video of them, so I want to get them as soon as possible. Like, I want to start. I'm modifying them in a way that I want to have it built, so that as soon as I get them, I can put out the video, because it's really interesting. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be pretty neat. See if I can pull it off.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'll keep mine built. I think I'll just build them and then maybe do it. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, I want to do a video because I've done videos for every wave for, you know, a couple years now. But, like, I almost shouldn't because I know I'm not going to have very many positive things to say. Like, it's not going to be a review people really want to listen to, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just... call me a kid, but I like my Lego playsets. I mean, if you're just people call it an adult collector, you know, they're absolutely perfect, but it just still feels so weird to me to have an entire wave catered to just adults. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think people would have liked it more if they had included like a minifigure in each set?
Like a minifig of like the Stormtrooper, the TIE Fighter
well,
pilot.
I guess maybe like a really detailed printed version, because I mean nobody would really buy that for just a Stormtrooper.
Oh, kind of like the UCS sets. So like, I mean, the only thing I can really think of is like if they all had arm printing, kind of like the UCS sets have.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. That would make me like it a little bit more. It's still just the principle of them not being playsets for me. Like, it would be cool to get the figures, but that's a lot of money to basically just be paying for a figure. So
Yeah.
that would be, I guess, more ideal. It'd also be nice just to display the figure with it, but I don't think that wouldn't make me feel strongly positive towards it.
You got a Chuck Norris joke in the chat.
I just saw that. I'm like, that's... What year are we in? What year is this? Max Chase TV says this is a long build. Yes, it is.
It's a long ship, too.
It is a long ship. It is a comically long ship. I love the Spaceballs parody. The ship, like at the beginning, the ship just goes on forever.
It just kept going.
Thoughts on the solo Darth Maul figure? I actually got that book the other day. How would you guys feel if I reviewed that? That's kind of not a typical thing I do here, but I did get the book in. I was thinking about making a review video, but I'm not sure.
I think you should. I mean, I think enough people would watch it that you sitting down for 20 minutes flipping through it would be worth your time.
I might just do that.
Yeah.
Trevor asked, would I build JRX Y-Wing? I was thinking about that. I would. I would have to mod the cockpit, though. I'm just not a fan of that cockpit piece at all. I would build it, though. As much as I like the Brick-Right one that I have, it'd be nice to have an even more detailed one. Brick-Right's model is pretty outdated at this point.
To Sarah Valentine Bode is asking what your next mock is going to be. I'll answer that for her. It's going to be the Battle on Exegol with a giant Palpatine on his forklift.
Yeah, absolutely. You heard it here first, folks.
Should I not have said that? Sorry, my bad.
JV, stop spilling all my secrets. I don't know what I'd do if everyone found out that I actually love Star Wars Episode 9. It would ruin my career.
Oh, that'd be funny. I should build a forklift and just have him hanging by a string.
That actually would be funny. Maybe I'll do that in Star Killer. Build like a stormtrooper driving around on a forklift, and then just have him dangling there. Oh, you know what I could do? I could put him on my crane and just like attach like a string to it in the hangar.
Oh yeah, it's perfect. There you go.
Keen Harold says, yes, I'm a Sith. S for staying, I for in, T for the, H for house. Just like everyone found out how much you love the prequels. That would really destroy my career. I would just have to go into hiding like Obi-Wan and Yoda. Except I'd actually have a reason to go into hiding.
I mean, didn't Yoda kind of understand that it would be the chosen one who would have to finish the fight? I think.
I mean, it didn't necessarily. I mean, so at that point, I mean, I guess up until that point, they thought, oh, the chosen one is Anakin, right? So when he has kids, it's like, okay, you know, maybe they'll get the job done, but I think it's kind of ridiculous to just count on that. Like, why not try a few more times? I don't know. That kind of would make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, why give up? Like what? Why give up? I guess is my question.
I mean, he was getting pretty old, but that's like the only reason I can think of.
He lived for so much longer after that.
Like 40 years, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty much. What's the time gap between episode 3 and episode 6?
I think it's about 40 years.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, Obi-Wan certainly, I don't know. Even as a kid, it always just seemed weird to me how they just were like, alright, in exile we must go. We tried once and it didn't work out. Like when do Jedi ever exercise that role in any other context except from that one? It's not like Jedi won every fight they were ever in. They didn't just go into exile.
Yeah, the point of like most of the Clone Wars episodes is that they don't succeed the first time and then they try again.
Exactly. Both Obi-Wan and Anakin both got destroyed by Dooku the first time around. Yeah. They didn't just go into exile. Into exile I must go. I failed you, master. That's Anakin going into exile. Yeah, it's definitely not 40 years. So someone just mentioned Luke is born at the end of episode 3. So, yeah, it'd be more like 25 years.
I think at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Luke's still not that old at the end of Return of the Jedi, though. And in A New Hope, he's like a teenager.
Yeah.
What's up, David? How you doing, bro? Luke's around 20. Luke is 20 in A New Hope. You should do a 501st Legion Battle Pack review. I absolutely will. I don't know how many I'll be able to get a hold of, like that opening week, but I'll try my hardest.
I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those things that we should just, if you see it on the shelf, you need to buy it.
I mean, it'd be annoying for it to be one of those, things that are super difficult to get, but...
I mean, it will be. My LEGO store sold out of the Mandalorian Battle Pack in less than 10 minutes. I got there 10 minutes after it opened, and I saw a kid walk away with the last one.
That's a different story, though. I think that's different. There was no precedent for that. It was just like, oh, here's a set. We'll see how it goes. This is very much. Say it again.
This is even more wanted than that. So
right, but Lego knows that. It's not like this is a surprise to them because the reason we're getting this set is because of the fans clamoring for it. I would hope that they would take that information and adjust the supply accordingly. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's gonna be chaos at the LEGO store near Brick Fair.
Oh my god! I don't even want to think about that. I've never really had to wait outside the LEGO store for something before the store open because I'm usually there. But if I'm gonna be at Brick Fair, we might have to just camp outside the store.
We could bring tents. We could do a live stream from the store line.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'd love that. Camera in their face. Hey, I'm gonna do 501st Battle Pack. Isn't this cool? Yeah. Zandy said he's going to try to get 2 to 3 opening week, one or two to open, one to keep sealed and sell for and pay for my college tuition. I don't know. I don't agree with that. Like, I think people who are trying to do that now are going to be in for a rude awakening years down the line when literally everyone is dumping their sealed sets online and the market is flooded because everyone thinks they can make a fortune off of their Lego nowadays. Like, I think we're gonna see that not be the case down the line, just because like everyone does it now. Like back in the day, you know, it wasn't like when the first Star Destroyer came out, for example, like people didn't understand that, you know, the price would go up as much as it did 10 years after that. But like if everyone's doing it at this point, it kind of defeats the purpose. So I don't know. I just see half the people I see getting 5 first battle packs are all want to get, you know, a few and keep one sealed to sell. And I'm just like, I mean, there's going to be so many of those figures in circulation, guys. Like, it's not going to be the same thing. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
Especially since there's so many in one set. Like it's one thing for, like, the current figure came in 2 sets. One of them was relatively cheap. The other one was kind of, like a $50 or $60 set. And, like, that figure is, like, $15 to $20. This battle pack, quote-unquote, is going to be $30, and it's going to have 3 of the standard 501st troops in it. So, like, there's going to be a lot of them in circulation. It's not going to be, you know, like, 5 years from now, this figure is going to be, like, $20 on Bricklink. So, just keep that in mind is all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, what's really the worst that can happen? We get cheap aftermarket stuff, too.
And that's fantastic. I'm all for getting cheaper aftermarket stuff. Like, the fact that there are Lego sets out there that are so insanely priced, I think sucks. So, I think these are positive changes.
I'm wondering if because 3 of those figures and the jet or rocket troop or whatever comes in the set, if on Bricklink, like buying the individual figs will be cheaper than buying the set.
Great question. So that's the thing, right? So in order for them to be cheaper, it'd have to be like if the 4 figures. I mean, I don't see that being. I mean, it would be maybe marginally cheaper, but then you're still the value wouldn't be there, right? Because it's
right,
like
because you're missing out on the 300 pieces
and the other 2 battle droids, which
right.
So I don't know. I mean, it might be worth it. Like it will be worth it for someone who just wants a bunch of the figures but doesn't care to have all the parts. Like the minifig value, I think is gonna make sense. But I don't know. I think in the long run, for most people, it'll be worth it to just buy multiples of the set, and then maybe sell the figures if you really just don't care to have the battle droids or whatever. Empire Brick Studios, no, it does not work if you call me. I mean, I can try sending you the link again.
It might be in junk or spam.
So initially, I actually invited him to the call. So he should have, and then I don't know. We'll see. We tried this last time, didn't work. We'll see. Keen says, how do you like the new 501st Clone Trooper design? How many 501st troops do you have? Do you think the set is an okay price? How do I like the new 501st Trooper design? I think it's fantastic. I have no issues with it, honestly. Like, the one thing I would prefer is if the torso was movie style, but it doesn't bother me that it's not. I think it still looks fine.
I actually do have an issue with it. It's the white hips. I like the white hips, but I don't understand why they wouldn't just put a little black printing on that. Like, to me, the whole thing's printed and really detailed, and then you have the white hips with absolutely no printing.
Well, then, there shouldn't be black printing on it. Like, on their actual armor right there, it's white. The black printing is at the top of their legs. Like, that's where it should be.
Right, but it's like a white piece over the black, so maybe a little black in the corners, I think.
I mean, but that's why there's black printing on the leg, though. Like
But the thing
that's
with the
what
leg
that's
is
supposed to be.
when you move the leg, you can't see the printing, which has actually always bothered me about Lego. How they only print up to like
The
hip.
shin. I don't know. I think it makes sense to have the white hips. I mean, it's accurate for one, and if an actual clone trooper were like sitting down, you wouldn't be able to see the black between their hips and the like thigh armor. So that's actually kind of correct as well.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
I think it's just something people have to get used to. Like when I like it, I didn't even. I'm honestly surprised people made such a big deal about it because when I saw them, it just didn't bother me at all. Because all the first order troops have had it. So I don't know.
Jay?
Finally made it in, I see.
Yeah, so I've been trying to do it on my phone and it wasn't working, and then I just I did it through my laptop.
There
Sorry
you
about
go.
that, guys.
Sinister Creed says, I would have liked if they added the accessory holes on the Phase 2 helmets. That'd be nice to, I guess, if they wanted to like do updated gear / accessories. But I would hope at this point Lego wouldn't be using the same gear pieces that they used years ago, because I never thought they looked good. So it'd be nice to have the option, I guess. But I would, if they were gonna do that, I would hope that they would like update those.
Hey, Jay, I had a question for you.
What's your question?
Have you thought about getting those wooden IKEA tables, kind of like what David Hall had when he did his crate mock for your sorters, so they don't bend? The tables don't bend?
No. I mean, it'd be nice, but I just don't plan on spending that much money on tables right now.
Are they that expensive?
To get as many as I would need, yeah.
True.
Like these tables
Well,
I have
just-
are like $20 each. You know, like
True.
I'd rather spend that money on Lego.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. Same here.
It'd be smart, but even old rich boy has to make compromises and decisions like that at some point.
So I thought about that because watching from what you said and what Chris Production said about the tables bending, I'm just debating on if I want to get some of those or not.
I mean, they're good. Like, there's certainly nothing wrong with them.
Is it just the plastic that bends, or
Yep.
yeah?
Playmation says $20 can get you a table or 2 Lego base plates. What's better? Guess depends on what you're building, right? That is weird to think of that. Like a table or 2 Lego base plates.
It also depends on the base plates because I go with the 48s, and 48s, I guess depending where you get them, are cheap.
Yeah, they're like 15 each.
I've been getting mine, so when I was working on Solus, I got most of mine on Amazon. I could get like 3 for a little over $30 with shipping.
Were they legit?
Yeah, they're the actual Lego ones.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah, I always get mine from Target because they have them for like $11.99.
Oh, nice.
I went to Walmart one day and I was picking up those, those single blue figure packs. They're like random. It's the Disney ones.
Yeah,
I was getting a bunch of those, and then I seen that Walmart had like 2 of those 40 by 40 base plates, and I think they're like $12 each, 11, something like that.
Yeah, right now at Target.com they're $11.99 each, and you get a $10 gift card if you spend over $50.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, the 10 spend 50 get 10 back is usually when I buy like my bulk. It's when I got all of those Imperial battle packs.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those did you get?
I think I have a total of 32 of them,
Holy crap.
but they're all open, so I just have a bin of Stormtroopers now.
Wait, is it the Imperial Battle Pack, the 20th anniversary ones, or the Rogue One ones?
Yeah, they're 20th anniversary ones.
Even better.
I got a few of those.
So now I've just got a let's see, let me turn on my camera.
Yeah, those battle packs are awesome. I love those Stormtroopers. Now I have like 4 different 20th anniversary Han Solos.
Yeah, I've got a few on, so
Oh my god. That is
Han Solo
insane.
army.
Star Wars, the Solo Wars.
Yes.
Could you imagine if they just made a bunch of Han Solo clones? That would have been a funny, like, kind of an Easter egg scene if Obi-Wan shows up to Kamino and the Kaminoans are kind of like, yeah, so this is our host, he's Django Fett. We actually did a test batch using another dude. Or using, I guess he would have been a little kid, using a little kid. He showed promise. And we've even we accelerate their growth to see how it would work out, and there'd be like a closet with a bunch of like weird mutant adult Han Solos, and it'd be like, yeah, we just try to avoid these dudes at all costs.
They're all wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, they have the vest with the blue pants.
Oh my gosh.
Don't they have, what is it, D-44 blasters? Is that what they're called?
DL-44.
Yeah, DL-44. I was close.
You were very close.
Here's a question, and this is technically Star Wars related. Have you seen that 70s show?
At some point, yeah.
So I was watching it last night, and there was a Star Wars part. The dad was teaching his son about tools, and his son was teaching him about Star Wars.
Okay.
So whenever his son lifts off a tool, like a screwdriver, then Eric would bring up a figure, and it ended up being Han Solo, and the dad's like, drives a spaceship, sits next to the hairy guy. And then the son lifts off a tool again, and then he picks up Darth Vader, and he's like, oh, I know this guy with a breathing problem.
He does indeed have a breathing problem.
It's just the way he said it was really funny.
You know what I should do with those Han Solos is make a bunch of tiny Millennium Falcons, sit them all on top, and just have like a whole space battle, or like an army.
That would be cool.
I think what would be sorry, go ahead.
No, I was telling you to go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I think what would be a cool little mod is getting a bunch of the microfighters and putting them on train tracks and doing like some little race or something.
Like a dogfight? Or not even, alright, I guess just a race. Shout out to Lord of Bricks for the 50. I love how every donation so far has been 501. He says, are we worried the 501st Battle Pack minifig details? I just want the set. Yeah, I mean, I just want the set. I want me a 501.
I need to get 2 of those. I need to keep one sealed, and then I really like those 501st figures.
They look good.
I mean, don't get me wrong, David Hall's minifigs, like, the printing's great, but it's just the price.
For me, it's the helmet. I don't know, I just don't care for that Phase 2 Clone Army Customs helmet. Nothing against David, obviously, but not a fan of that helmet. No, what you need to do, JV. So I forget, what episode is it in the Clone Wars? Is it the Fives arc where they go to the clone club on Coruscant?
Yeah.
So you need to make a Han Solo club on Corellia with a bunch of Han Solo clones.
Except they're all yellow skinned.
I mean, it's fine. Just a yellow Han Solo club.
I'll just put them on. Should they all be in the same outfit, or?
Yes, all in the same outfit. Alex McBrick broke the streak with a 502 donation. I appreciate it.
Oh, no.
Alright, can we get a 503? 503, anyone?
It's like a bidding war.
Can you imagine Han Solo walking up to Obi-Wan? He's just like, hey, you want to buy some death sticks?
Keen says, I think they should get rid of stud shooters. They are a pain. They should stop using angry clone face apart from clones because they use them for everything. I think the clone minifig just needs a complete overhaul. Like, angry clone face, it's just not accurate with how diverse of skin tones we're getting on minifigs. I think the clones should have a darker skin tone. I think that'd be fantastic.
As far as the stud shooters, I don't know. I kind of like them. And then with your mock showcase, there's some people out there that do some very creative things with the stud shooters, even if it's just the gray part, the gray shooter part, or even just the black part.
I'm willing to sacrifice whatever creative things people can do with the stud shooters if we were just to not get them. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
So, are you going to be disappointed when my clones in Geonosis end up using stud shooters and Daniels are using the megaphone blasters?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, why use the stud shooters as blasters?
I have so many of them. I wanted to put them in something.
Just throw them away. Then you won't be able to use them.
Trash.
Yeah, there you go.
Lego extras packs.
Say it again.
You know how they have like the extras?
Oh yeah.
Packs. What if they did that with Star Wars? Because like you could have a bag of the clone attachment, like the helmet attachment things, and then like maybe 2 of each blaster or 5 of each blaster or something. Because I mean they can pump those out so easily. It's so cheap. They sold them for $5 each.
That would be incredible. I think I've talked about this a while back. It'd be cool to have like a accessory, or not even necessarily accessory packs, but like scenery packs, right? So like, if you want to build Tatooine, here's a bunch of like background stuff that would be on Tatooine, etc., etc. And that kind of could go along with the Star Wars extras idea.
Yeah. So what's the whole rumor that there's going to be a Star Wars CMF?
I have no idea. I literally have no idea.
I thought it couldn't happen, but I've heard it from multiple people that are usually accurate with this sort of thing. But I don't know. I mean, that would be amazing, because if you look at the prints that like the Harry Potter series 2 got and the DC series, like that would be the best thing that's ever happened to Lego Star Wars.
Well, wasn't it that Hasbro's contract to make Star Wars figures was like changed or something recently, or renewed, I guess? Something like that.
That could certainly be it.
Well, if Disney and Lego know what's good for them, they'll make Star Wars CMFs. And all they have to do is put like just a regular Phase 2 clone in one of them, and they'd sell out.
That, I mean, as nice as that would be, I mean, they do the battle packs as battle packs for a reason, I feel. Like, I think they just make more money doing it that way.
Doing it the same way?
Because then who would, like, I mean, doing it, no, like, as like a battle pack. Like,
okay.
Like, who would, if there was a 501st CMF, who would buy the battle pack? You know?
True. But I think the CMF series would be more for, like, those one-off figures that no one really thinks about, but that we need. Or figures that they haven't made before that we need.
Yeah. That is true. They could do all those like weird aliens from the cantina.
Jay, I have a question for you. What are your thoughts on the 20th anniversary Slave 1?
Very good set.
I had the UCS Slave 1, and then I sold it, and I plan on getting it again. But I don't know. I'm debating on that 20th anniversary one as well.
I mean, the UCS one is absolutely better. Like that's,
way better and
no
bigger.
Competition.
I think the 20th anniversary one was just, it's like a scaled down version of it.
Yeah, that was a really cool thing they did. Like it has a lot of the build techniques on the UCS one. Like a lot of the angles are great on it. Mm-hmm. So I like that set a lot. I definitely, anyone who doesn't have the UCS one, I tell them, or and does not want to pay the price for the UCS one, I told them absolutely go for that one.
I think what Lego should have done is taken that 20th anniversary one, instead of making a normal slave one, they should have redone Django's.
I think they would have if it wasn't 20th anniversary. Because that was one of those ones, I think it's very obvious they wanted to redo one of the first ones and then show, like, look at how awful the first one was and look at how far we've come. Because that first, I was actually sitting over there, that first Boba Slave 1, oh my god.
It's so rough.
The very first one that came out?
Yeah.
I remember that. I had that as a kid. That thing was, it was so blocky. But, I mean...
It's so blocky. It's just tiny. Like it's comically small.
Yeah. See, I don't think it's not fair to call it bad because they did the best they could with back in the day. But I mean, just
I don't know.
It's so outdated.
I don't know. Like if you compare that set to some of the other sets that came out with that year, like that one still stands out as like you could have done a much better job. Like the X-wing that came out that year, I think for the time is fine. It's around the right size. Like it looks good. But that Slave One, yeesh.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like those TIE fighters that came out, like the colors and then the scale.
Even the
Like
TIE
the
fighters, I'm
black
willing
TIE
to
fighters.
kind of forgive because I mean TIE fighters look blue, like they appear blue, so
Yeah.
I could see why they would do that. Like there's at least a precedent for that. The Slave One is just wrong. Like it's just wrong. I get they wanted to do one at a certain price point, so that's kind of why it ended up being the size it was. But I don't know. I think it's been proven over time that a Slave One is one of those vehicles that you can absolutely do at a larger scale and it'll sell because people just like the Slave One. It's cool shit.
Yeah.
I remember being younger, I actually like really wanted that set only because I wanted like a Jango and a Boba Slave One, and that was obviously the only Boba Slave One out. So I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have that set just to have both of the Slave Ones. Not really realizing how much of a discrepancy there was between even that Slave One and Jango's Slave One.
I remember getting Django Slave One for Christmas.
It's a good set.
Yeah, it was. Well, especially as a kid, like seeing it in the stores, it's like, oh, I really want that, and then opening your present, and you find out, oh, you got the Django Fett Slave One for Christmas. It was a good day.
Oh, I'm sure, man. Okay, with 2 exclusive figures that are still exclusive to this day.
I built that set, and then I was playing with it in the snow.
Oh, nice.
See, I wished I was into Lego Star Wars back when I was a child.
What were you into as a child? What did you play with?
I still play with Lego, but I asked for like city sets and all that sort of stuff.
That makes sense.
Like,
So how does it feel knowing, like, since you were into Lego as a child, like, you were in the Lego aisle and you, like, passed up some, like, rare old school Star Wars sets and you just never noticed, like, you were there with them and you could have gotten them and you just didn't.
I honestly think I didn't even look at them. I
Right.
went straight to City. I went straight to the creator line. I don't even remember seeing them in store.
Same here. Like, when I was in the Lego, but I wasn't really paying attention to Star Wars, like, I don't remember ever stopping and being like, oh, like, look, these are Star Wars sets. I just, they may as well just not have been there because I wasn't looking at them.
I wasn't quite that dumb, but I was.
I feel like probably when you were younger, Star Wars was a much bigger a part of the Lego section than it was for us when we were younger.
Yeah, but I remember for one birthday, my mom took me to the toy store and she said, "You can pretty much get any set." And there was the 2010 Clone Turbo Tank, and I stared at it for like 2 minutes, and then I decided I want these 2 small battle packs.
Oh my god! I think that's dumber than anything we did.
But would she have paid all that money for that turbo tank even if you wanted it? Because how much were they back then?
She said pick pretty much.
She said
anything.
pick anything.
True.
Dang, my mom never did that.
Right? Could you
No,
imagine if
when
the
it came to
Star
like
Wars-
a big set like that, like it was a really big deal when I got that first turbo tank. I remember every time we go to the toy store, I'd go straight to the Lego aisle and I would just be sitting there looking at that Clone Turbo Tank box, sticking my finger in the little hole where Mace Windu was, and like lighting up his lightsaber, just be like, I want this set so bad. And then I finally got it. It was such a good day, man. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you can go
I
ahead.
actually have that Mace Windu.
Oh yeah, do you have the set or did you just get the figure by itself?
No, I bought some Lego off Daniel a while back, and that was in there.
Oh, nice.
And I also have the light up Darth Vader too, from something else.
I
wish
think
those
he came in
batteries weren't
a
so
TIE fighter. What did
Yeah,
you
it
say,
came from
JB?
that TIE Fighter set, but I didn't buy the TIE Fighter set. I just accumulated the Darth Vader somehow.
Right. What'd you say, JB?
I wish the batteries that went inside those figs weren't so hard to find.
I know, right?
True. Yeah.
Because like I have who do I have the Mace Windu. I gotta look at my thing. I have the Vader too, but the back's opened up because I need batteries for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have, where's the other one? Anakin. And those two work really nicely, but they don't sell the batteries in store. I think I have to buy them off of Amazon or Walmart.com. But I haven't really done it yet.
How easy of a repair is it? Because I have all of them, but I think only my Anakin and Obi-Wan still work.
It's easy enough, but for me, it's extremely what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's stressful because like you have to use like a screwdriver that's super tiny, and you have to pull the arm off which might crack the torso, so you're kind of freaking out about that. Then you have to stick it inside and try to push a little pin to pop the back off, and you're kind of scuffing up the plastic pin, and it's just
man.
So it's very stressful.
Clearly, I just need to go buy a new in-box clone turbo tank, but make sure it has the light up Mace Windu, because that was a running change they made.
Except the battery's probably dead or exploded on the inside.
That is true, because even if it's new in box, it was accessible from the outside of the box, so there's no telling. Oh yeah, I honestly forgot about that.
The only thing that bugs me about those figures is the heads rotate all the way around like freely.
Yeah, they're really. There's no friction whatsoever.
It drives me nuts.
The thing that kind of annoys me about them is just that the saber can't come off their hand, which I get. Like, it just had to make it that way. But as a kid, it always annoyed me that like certain Jedis were always holding their lightsaber hilt in their hand because they couldn't be removed. I think ideally what they could do to kind of bring something like that back but not be so intrusive is like they can put the battery in the torso, right? And just have like the arm have like some conductive material run through it that went to the hand. And basically like the lightsaber itself is like conductive. So if you put the lightsaber in their hand, like it'll turn on because it like will complete the circuit, if that makes sense.
Or just the arm, like at the tip of the arm joint that goes inside has the metal on it that lights up, so you just have to pop off the arm and switch it out.
Yeah, that too. If they made it all, if they made each individual element conductive, then you could do that. Like if there was like the torso with the battery in it, and you just wanted a normal arm in it, you could take out the conductive arm and just put in a normal one.
I wonder, you remember those the test like light kits that Lego did in that one Lego store randomly?
Yep.
So I want to know how those work because they showed on the boxes there was no wires. They were kind of in places that you couldn't get any wires or even lights. So I don't know how that worked, but if you could put that same technology in a minifig, I don't know how all that worked, but
oh yeah. So one thing I have seen is there's this company that does basically there's like a base plate that like creates I guess an electric field above it. So like anything up to a few inches, it'll like conduct light to it. So I wonder if you could use that same thing with lightsabers, for example, where you could just buy the lightsaber and it has all the technology in it, but you put it over like a plate and it'll like transfer enough electricity to it to actually charge it. I don't know.
Jang Bricks actually did a review on that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bet further down the road when all this technology becomes old school, it'll probably be common in Lego sets.
Like lights or like actual conductive?
Lights and little conductive electromagnetic whatever stuff.
Right, yeah.
Or they'll do a few one-off sets, kind of like how the light-up sabers are today.
Right.
Where like, oh, that's such old tech, but then, you know, they'll randomly come out with a couple sets with something like that, and it'll be history.
It is kind of surprising that they haven't tried like another solution to light up lightsabers. Like the fact that they tried it in 05 kind of told me that it was something they considered. And I mean, clearly, it didn't last very long, so maybe it wasn't successful. But I'm just surprised they haven't tried it again since then.
Yeah, well, see, they did it. They did it for a couple city sets too, like for flashlights.
That is true. I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
But
there were the
it
police with
seems like
flashlights.
that whole era of like the light up sabers and all the chrome minifigures and all that sort of thing. It seems like it's past because they want the quality to be more than like I don't know. It just seems like that's so not today's Lego that they would do that.
So now you say that, but thinking about it, like in I guess the recent city waves, they've actually, I mean, it hasn't been in minifigs, but they've included technology in those sets basically.
Yeah,
like they have the siren pieces and the, I forget what else. Oh, the lights. Yeah, like they've done stuff like that with City. It hasn't transferred over to Star Wars.
Yeah, but then everyone would really be complaining about the price because it's a $30 set for $80 because it has the $50 light brick or whatever.
Yeah. No, if Lego were to do it, they'd have to make it reasonable, you know.
Yeah.
Brick Vibe says Lego used Light My Bricks for those kits. There's your answer.
Yes, I went on their site one day and I seen that they had at least all the main colors. I think it'd be cool to get those, especially for the mock that I'm working on.
The main colors of what?
Oh, like red, blue, green, purple.
Oh, for lightsabers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brick Vibes plugging himself.
He has them on his website. Shout out to Brick Vibe. I actually just got an order from him in the other day.
Nice.
Some good stuff. But yeah, until they implement that, I had a guy in Australia, of all places. He made me some custom light up lightsabers for Kylo Ren and Rey. So I'm gonna have those in the forest on Starkiller.
Ooh.
I'd like
Is it just those two colors, or does he make more?
I mean, I'm sure he could. He just bought the pieces and ran the lights through them, so I don't think it really matters. I actually think, I mean, I could take the blade out, like, and swap the color if I really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like brick stuff or?
No, he basically just made like, I don't know how he modified the Lego lightsaber hilt to run like an LED through it, and there's like very thin wires that come out the bottom, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I wonder if he had to have like drilled a little hole through that lightsaber.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Someone's gonna make an on and off switch on a tiny Lego lightsaber.
Oh, no, you just clip it in. I mean, it's the wires run, and you basically I just run the wires to whatever power source I have for the rest of the mock.
Gotcha.
I just wish Lego would kind of like redo those light up sabers with the figures, just in a different way, like without running wires, like the aftermarket does. Maybe like I've seen someone on YouTube do this where they lift the arm up and it turns the blade on, and then when they rotate the arm down, it like shuts it off.
I don't know how I feel about that, because that limits the posability with the lightsaber that's turned on.
True.
Have you ever thought about joining an online lug? I tried to join Rebel Lug back in the day. Didn't get in. Since then, I haven't really cared to try to join another one.
So is there a difference between, besides the names, is there a difference between like Empire Lug and Rebel Lug, or do they do the same thing or different things?
I mean, they're two completely different lugs.
Yeah, Rebel Lug is officially recognized by Lego, I think. Emperor Lug's not.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I'm not a member of either, so I'm not the person to really talk to about, like the inner workings. So you can probably check their website or something.
I could tell you the inner workings, but I won't.
I don't feel like it.
I was just wondering. I mean, I'm not a part of any lugs, so I was just kind of curious.
Wait, so Jay, when did you apply to a lug and didn't get in?
I applied to Rebel Lug. This was after I had made my, I guess my AT-AT. So this may have been like 2014 or 15, like late 2014, early 2015-ish. And not only did I not get in, I just never heard anything back. So I was like, okay, I'll just assume I didn't make it.
Yeah, I applied to Rebel just for kicks, and when I didn't get in, they contacted me and were like, if you have any questions on why, just ask. So I did, and I think the difference between Empire Lug and Rebel Lug is Rebel Lug really prioritizes building like skill and techniques over like large scale battles or collaboration or that sort of thing.
Right.
So, Jay, why don't you join Empire Lug?
I have no reason to at this point. Like, I love those guys. I have nothing against them, but I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I don't really need to be a part of an online lug at this point. Like, if I want to be a part of an online lug, I would want to be, like an active member participating in collaborations and stuff like that. And I just do so much building on my own. I know I can't commit to something like that.
We're gonna start something called the Boyle Lug.
There we go. That's what needs to happen. Everyone is welcome as long as they praise the sequels. That's the only rule.
Free Rich Boy Gummies.
There we go.
I'll praise the sequels. Episode 9 was so good.
Nope. See, we were this close. What does critics say? We're on the verge of greatness.
I actually just got that on DVD not that long ago. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it once in theaters, but
it kind of bums me out that I have to acknowledge Episode 9 as a sequel film.
So
holy crap! I just realized there's a TIE fighter on this thing. I never knew that. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
There's a TIE fighter that clips onto the bottom of this.
What?
I literally had no idea.
Because there's just one?
Just one.
Hey Jay, here's a question. So the officer minifigure that came with that set, I noticed Doomhandle had figures kind of like that with the painted boots. How do you get those figures?
The figures from this set?
Well, just in general, some of his figures from his Tyrant had painted boots.
Oh, those boots are in other sets. Primarily, Batman has them. The dual molded boot. That's just something Lego makes. They haven't used it in Star Wars until this set, but they've been in other sets.
So he probably did something from the Batman set and just replaced it.
Yup.
I didn't even think of that. It's a good idea, though.
Pop Professor says, Rich Boy J, I have to say we feel similarly about Episode 9, but I enjoyed it more my third time recently, which was at home on DVD. So that's the thing, right? For me, Episode 9 isn't like, oh, if I watch it again, maybe I'll like it. There are just fundamental decisions made in that film that I just disagree with. It doesn't matter how they were executed. And I've literally been saying this since day one. Since the first time I heard the Emperor laugh in that trailer, I felt this way. And my feelings have been consistent since then. I just don't think he should have been in that movie.
Yeah.
What if Emperor was in Episode 8? Instead of Broom Boy at the end, if we got a little tease of Emperor.
I would have hated that. I would feel totally different about that movie. That would have been so... Rian Johnson wouldn't do that, because he actually is creative and doesn't need to go to the wishing well of old Star Wars characters to be, to make a good film. But no, I wouldn't have liked that. That would have been so just pointless.
So you would have preferred if they'd given a different backstory to Snoke or something?
I was always under the impression I didn't need a backstory for Snoke. I thought it was fine. He came and he went. He did what he needed to do. In the end, it was mostly about Kylo Ren anyways, so it didn't matter to me where Snoke came from. It's just kind of irrelevant.
Right, but if the Emperor wasn't in it, then Snoke would just be pointless without any explanation.
He clearly wasn't pointless, though. His whole point was his relationship with Kylo Ren, similar to how the Emperor's whole point was his relationship to Vader. In the original trilogy, we didn't know where the Emperor came from or how he became him, and it didn't matter. It was just about, what was Vader going to do about it? What was Luke going to do about it?
Nah, the books just hadn't been written yet.
But that's the thing, those movies weren't made with books in mind. That information wasn't necessary. You don't need those books to make the original trilogy make sense. That's what people, I think, fail to understand. The original trilogy is fine on its own. It's its own contained little thing, and all the information you need is given to you. Everything that's important is explained. All that extra stuff, if you care enough to learn about it, cool. Like, Star Wars was so popular, it would have been dumb not to do more supplementary material because people were clamoring for something like that. But it wasn't necessary. It wasn't like I needed to know, where Boba Fett came from or why certain things were a certain way for those movies to be any more special to me,
Yeah. I will say that I do love Rian Johnson as a director because I watched Knives Out and that one was so good.
I still argue Rian Johnson's the most talented director to ever direct a Star Wars film. In terms of just being creative and like the cinematography, the camera direction, like there's some just beautiful shots in The Last Jedi. Like George Lucas could have never come up with anything as creative and artful as like the Holdo maneuver, for example. Like I can only imagine what that would look like if like George Lucas tried to do something like that in the prequels. It just wouldn't have been nearly as impactful.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, George is good at many things. I just don't think directing is one of them.
I wonder what George thinks of people like us building mocks from his dream.
I've always thought about that. Like, I would love. I mean, I don't know when you'd ever like be able to like get that information from him, but I would love to see like someone built like David Hall's Kashyyyk, for example. Like if you like saw George on the street and you're like, hey, like look at this thing I made Kashyyyk. Like how would he would he be like, oh, that's so cool, or would he be like, huh, that's neat, and just walk away? I think he'd probably just be like, that's neat.
I think it would be really cool, like taking something from my dream and someone else turning it into Lego, like especially that detailed.
Oh yeah, I think George is kind of weird with stuff like that though. Like, I don't know.
And it's just like with Brick Plumber's Death Star mock and his Hoth mock and everything. Like those were such amazing creations. And if I was George Lucas and I saw those, I would want to see those in person.
I feel like it's different for someone like that. I mean, because he was actually like there for the real thing. So I don't know if it would mean as much for him to go see like a mini Lego version of something that he already experienced the best possible version of. I mean, I could be totally wrong. He could be like totally into like Lego Star Wars. I don't know. I think he's just kind of over Star Wars at this point. Say it again?
I think we'd know if he was into Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Like we would see him around it more often, but he's never George never does anything Lego Star Wars related. So
I think if I do an originals mock, so like Hop, Death Star, whatever, any of those, I want to put George Lucas as a cameo, kind of like how Stan Lee's a cameo.
Have him filming it, or have him as
have
an
him
actual
filming
character,
or directing it, or something. That'd be so funny.
That's a cool mock idea. Recreating the filming proceeds of the original trilogy.
That is a cool idea. I have two things I want to say about that. One, I'm pretty sure in Brick Plumber's Endor, he actually had George Lucas like with a camera in the mock, just kind of as an Easter egg. Second, I actually saw a mock at Legoland Star Wars Days, and this was both cool and annoying, and you'll see why it's annoying once I move forward with the story. But at Legoland Star Wars Days, someone basically like recreated the scene where they're in the desert and Jakku, and they have like, it's basically like from the trailer. This is before Episode 7 even came out. So they're in the desert and they're like filming like John Boyega in his stormtrooper outfit, like breathing heavily, sweating, all that stuff. And it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like he has them like the behind the scenes of them filming that scene. And then some dude just walks up and he like points to Finn in the mock, and he's like, and this is before I was Rich Boy J. Like I was just there like just looking at mocks, and he's like, oh, is that you? And he just laughs, and I'm just like, that wasn't even funny. Like,
He thought that was you?
I mean, he didn't actually think it was me. He was making a joke, but it was just a dumb joke.
I would have been like, yeah, I'm a movie star.
Yeah,
Way to show some respect.
I can't do a British accent, but I could have pretended to be John Boyega. Yeah, someone's gonna find like a post from back in the day exposing George Lucas as like a huge Lego Star Wars fan.
He also had that in his Death Star mock too. I noticed that. I was trying to figure out what minifigure that was with the camera, and I'm pretty sure it was George Lucas.
Oh yeah.
What was there one in his Hoth mock? I don't remember. I never got to see any of them in person, so.
I don't think so.
That would have been cool. I really wish someone could like redo the originals, but in Lego, and then just use your AT-AT and just stop motion.
Oh yeah, just like a shot for shot. So I don't know if Playmation. He's literally right there. My boy. Well, I don't know. Am I allowed to disclose his information, Ben, or should I not? You can let me know in the chat. But there was actually a guy, you can look it up. It's called the Lego Star Wars Project, and they basically were doing that. They were doing like a shot for shot remake of Episode 4. So you can look that up. Like there's a bunch of scenes online they made, and it's pretty cool, but it's kind of outdated. Like this was before they even had like actual official Lego Rebel Fleet Troopers. So they were using like firefighter helmets from back in the day. But okay, he says I can't. So yeah, so Playmation, he's actually doing that right now. He's working on like recreating Episode 4 in Lego. I've seen some shots from it. It's pretty awesome. So
that's very exciting.
Oh yeah. But if you want to see like something in that same vein, look up the Lego Star Wars Project. Like the guy actually got a decent amount of it done, and even though it's kind of outdated at this point, it's still super cool to look at because like even for the time, he had some pretty impressive shots. And yes, Playmation did do the Cold Like Hoth music video.
Did you guys know the battle damage Vader uses a scuba mask for his helmet?
The battle damage Vader uses a scuba mask. You're talking about the one from the Rogue Shadow?
I think so, yeah.
I have that figure.
Yeah, grab it. It has a...
I'm pretty sure he just has his normal helmet. Oh no, he does. It's
a scuba mask.
Let me see. Let's see.
It's like attached to his neck through the visor, I think.
Where is he? Okay, yeah, I have it. I haven't looked at this thing in forever. Holy crap, it is. Oh my god.
Can you show the camera? I want to see.
I can't get that close enough to the camera, but I can confirm this is...
Isn't that crazy?
That is so weird. Like, as a kid, I would have never noticed this, but that is so weird. Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Yeah, someone posted that on Instagram, and I'm like, no way that's real. But then the Bricklink listing has that mask piece for the parts of the fig. I'm like, that's genius.
Oh my god. I'd never noticed that as a boyo.
What set did that come in?
The Rogue Shadow.
Oh.
Is that a Legend set?
Yes. It's from the Force Unleashed 2. Cool set. I remember when I was younger and I got it. I had never played the game. I just thought it was a cool looking vehicle, and it was. What am I missing here? I have 3 pieces that are definitely not extras, but I have no idea where they go on this.
Pick it up and shake it around. If it breaks, you know where they go.
I mean, fortunately, they're not like load-bearing pieces. One of them's an antenna, so I'm like, where would this possibly go? Like, I would definitely notice where this would go on here.
The small antenna?
No, it's like the giant. It's the giant whip antenna.
Oh.
So speaking of that Star Destroyer, I remember before it even came out, a bunch of people like loved the outside of it, but were complaining that it didn't have an interior.
Yep.
I mean, even just like the bridge with a small interior would be kind of cool, but like, I don't know if they realize that if Lego actually did a full interior, maybe something to what Doomhandle did, the price would not be $700. It'd probably be like $1,500.
Yeah, I mean, I had no expectations for the set to have an interior, so I kind of find it weird that people complained about that. Like, the original didn't have an interior, and no one cared. Like, no one thought that was a... No one was like, oh, this set would be so much better if it had an interior. Like, no one ever mentioned that, so...
You can always custom... Yeah, you can always custom build an interior.
Absolutely. What were you saying, JB?
As I said, as a Lego Star Wars fan, you have to complain about something.
That is a good point.
Yeah, true.
People, I mean, we got a 501st Battle Pack announcement, and people are complaining about it. So
that just still blows my mind. I'm like, come on.
What are they complaining about?
Well, we gotta. I don't know. Go ahead and tell them your gripes with the white hips, Brigopotamus.
I just want a little black printing on that.
It's just funny, yeah. Like my video on it, like why the set is perfect and all that, and I'm like super energetic. I mean, because that's how I truly feel. Like, just stop complaining. Just.
This is the world we live in.
It's crazy.
Maybe that battle pack will give Chris Productions more motivation to finish his Jedi Temple mock.
Ooh.
As much as I'd love to agree with that, it's not, because Chris has more 501st troops than anyone. And that battle pack, I mean, I'm sure he's looking forward to getting, more of them, but he already has enough to do the Jedi Temple, so it doesn't really make a big difference for him. What's up, Stormy? How you doing, bro?
JB. What's up, Stormy?
Like, I have literally no idea where these pieces go. Like, what the heck?
Did they come out of that bag?
They definitely came out of this bag. One of them's a 3x3 wedge plate. Or I have two 3x3 wedge plates.
Hey, when are you doing the review on the Kylo shuttle?
I meant to do it this week. I just wasn't because, like, as much quote-unquote space as I have, like, all my tables are taken up by something right now.
Yeah.
So I need to finish up this. Once I finish the Starkiller update, I'll do a review for the Kylo shuttle. I was also waiting for an order to come in, and it came in yesterday, so...
Do you know how much the instructions were? I know you, pointed me in the right direction, but I couldn't figure out how much the instructions were.
Like 40 euros or something like that. I don't remember.
I don't know what that is, American.
Google is your friend.
$38, somewhere around there. 36.
No, it'd be more. It's 40 euros.
I know. I thought euros were cheaper.
No, 40 euros would mean more US dollars.
$43.74.
There you go. Where's, this build makes me feel like such a dummy.
I kind of want to see that against the ATM-6 that you have.
Oh, the ATM-6 is much bigger than this. Like, the ATM-6 dwarfs pretty much everything it's next to.
Even the shuttle with those really long wings.
Oh, yeah. Like, I have nothing... I mean, I don't have another build, like a single build, that comes anywhere close to the size of the ATM-6.
Jay, when I was at Hunter's house and I saw he had 2 of your AT-ATs,
yep,
that makes me want to build one so bad.
There you go.
I know, I really want one too.
It's the
I still have plans to do that ATM-6, Jay. It's just so many parts.
It is a lot of parts.
I'll get to it eventually, but I really want to do an ATM-6.
I'm just gonna put these parts to the side because this is making me mad.
Yeah. I think if I did any other mocks that include gray, I'd need to order all the pieces because that Razor Crest completely took out all my gray.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, like it's. I think like in pictures, it's deceptively big. Like people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like they look at it like, oh wow, that's 4,000 pieces. I'm surprised, but when they see it in person, it's like, oh, like this is huge.
Yeah. And it's so compact, and oh man, like even my bulk parts from Pab are gone.
Oh man. That's why I mean it's good that you were at least able to use so much of your own collection for it. I tried my best to use common parts. Like there wasn't any particular piece that was maybe more than $5. I don't think.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting as I was collecting parts and building it. I'm like, oh, I know where he got these pieces from, and like he only used 2 of this piece, so he probably took it from this set. Like,
Yep.
it's really interesting.
Were you about to say Brookopotamus?
I was gonna say, is it minifig scale or a little bigger?
It's minifig. Well, I mean, it's close as minifig scale can get. It's. I definitely don't think it's too big. JB, you can attest to this. I think it's just right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not perfect because it's not curved right, but like you can't really get that with Lego unless you're making custom pieces. But yeah, no, it's pretty perfect, I think. I extended the back out a little bit because in one shot of it flying through space, it looked longer.
Oh, it definitely is. That was just like certain pictures I just didn't have when I was designing it. So I see that and I'm kind of like, oh, like honestly, the shots I had to use primarily were from Celebration when they showed it on that rig of like they were like, oh, this is the physical model we use, and like there were only so many angles they showed from that. So that was primarily where I had to get a lot of my shots from.
Yeah.
What's up, LS82, my boy?
What's up, Regular Soldier 82?
Say it again. Okay.
Yeah, Bobo Bricks is asking me to show a whip, but what whip do you want me to show?
Anything. We all know you're always working on something. So.
Okay, fine. I'll show a whip. Let's go. All right.
Show your
Jay,
car.
have you thought about adding lights to any of your models?
I have
like
lights in most of them.
Huh?
I said I have lights in most of them. The only thing I've built that doesn't have lights vehicle-wise is probably my Corvus. I mean, I actually made the Corvus to have lights. I just never added them. But most of my stuff has lights. Like the Razor Crest has lights. ATM6 has lights. AT-AT has lights. Most of my stuff has lights.
There's a whip.
Ooh. Is that a potential Theed mock?
It's the palace Anakin and Padme ran away to.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
It's gonna
really
have
cool.
I've got a few of the tower things too.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
hoping this is probably gonna take me over a year to finish, but I want to make it minifigure scale,
Yeah.
freeform, like the whole peninsula up to the mountain.
Man, that'd be sweet.
Because it's based off a real place, they just added like the few towers for
Right.
Star Wars-y.
Yeah.
I should have plenty of reference images, I think, because it's in Italy or Florence or wherever.
You're gonna need some. You need a custom BDSM Padme figure.
Yeah.
Is that a custom full Baby Yoda next to that Death Star or Darth Maul head?
Yeah, you can check it out at my YouTube channel, JB Rick.
That's the only plug you're
I'll
getting.
check it out. Just, for a second, I couldn't tell. I that looks really cool.
That is pretty sweet. You should make get another one of those. Basically, use that Darth Maul bust as a template to do a Savage press.
You just make it yellow with longer horns.
Yup.
I mean, maybe. Oh, Jay, you know Kevin Hinkle, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you see on his doodle stream? I've been asking him for ages to do Darth Maul in a flower hat.
That is hilarious.
He finally did it.
Oh my god.
It's amazing.
That's pretty funny.
That's scary.
That's Darth Maul in his disguise once he digs himself out of his grave on Tatooine.
That reminds me of like the guy as Jeepers Creepers from the movie when he has the hat on.
LS82 says definitely would love to see an Naboo themed mock. It's fairly uncommon. I agree. A large scale feed would be nice. A certain builder by the name of Brick Builder Studios was working on one, and then he just wasn't. So yeah, you guys can go nag him about that.
Has anyone done like a full Naboo like battle scene?
Like you
Like
talking
with
about
the
like
with the Gungans and everything?
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, M&R Productions did one.
Oh yeah.
Didn't David Hall do one like a long time ago, or was it something small? I never saw it, but he was talking about it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they made a mock of everything back in the day. It was probably something along the lines of like clone based on Naboo.
Yeah. Alright, so here's what I've been building.
Oh snap! Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Technic in this thing is kind of insane because the last version I had picked it up from literally any place and it just fell apart.
Oof.
So this one I can actually pick up in the middle.
Oh, dude,
I
that's
actually
really good.
like that model.
That is
Yeah,
really
I
good.
took a lot of inspiration from the Brick Vault one. But
Oh, that's your custom model?
yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
David was asking what portion I was building. I'm building this. I'm trying to scale up this tower, but I don't know how well it's working because I think it might be too small.
Oh yeah, I see it. You should make the scene. I mean, I don't know exactly where it takes place, but the deleted scene where Anakin sits down and has like dinner with Padme's family.
Wait, that's a deleted scene, really?
Yeah, you never saw it, dude. Look it up. She they go to he has dinner with like her family.
That's gonna be interesting. I do want to have. So, I've been talking to. I think I've been talking to David Buholt about it. Because if I do the mountain, I can do it kind of like a cutaway dollhouse
Right.
style, and then have all the different scenes. Like I'll have them eating with the floating pear and all that sort of thing.
So it would be like that theme mock that Jay did on his mock showcase.
I think he'd want to do one at a larger scale.
I meant like as the idea. That mock was actually really cool.
I love that mock. That mock was incredible.
Yeah. Anakin and Padme visit the home.
Hey, shout out to Stormy Breaks for the $2 dono. He says that pair exchange scene is crucial. I still want to know how George Lucas filmed that scene. How did he get full CGI renders of Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman to look so realistic, while also meshing that together with his real floating pair?
No, wait. What if the pear was being hung up on a string, and then the entire rest of the room was on a conveyor belt that just slid?
So the table was moving up.
They have the pair on a fishing string and they just slowly move it across to Natalie Portman.
No.
Right.
They move Natalie Portman to the pair. The pair is static. The pair is just stuck in one place.
Yeah.
The room is
whole
moving around the
room
pair.
moved back and forth.
Dude, that is genius.
That would actually be a really funny mock to do. Just something small, but have it slide. Have the whole table scene slide with the pair stuck in one spot.
Bro, I might need to do that.
Yeah. Mock inspiration.
So I actually was watching some episode 2 last night. Because I kind of want to build a Republic gunship mock. Not design one, but I'm looking for someone to build. And Caleb Briggs was the one I was kind of looking at to see how accurate or inaccurate it might be. I just want to find the best possible gunship mock to make. And I was watching the movie, and I'm kind of sitting there like, why is this battle happening in this film? So, obviously, the two Jedi and Padme, they're about to be, I guess, executed in the Geonosis arena. Some Jedi show up to save them. Okay, cool. They get overwhelmed by droids. So then Yoda shows up with, 1 million clones to save them, and starts a war in the process. And I'm just kind of sitting there. Like,
They have to stop those. What are they? Trade Federation ships from launching or something?
yeah, but why? Like what is what is the imminent threat there? Exactly. So that.
Well, I don't think we want to be taken over by droids.
But they weren't being taken over. The droid, like they weren't like planning an attack or anything. Like the separatists weren't like, oh, like we're mobilizing our units to go do whatever. Like the clones just kind of show up and like instigate a fight.
I guess it was Attack of the Clones.
Exactly, yeah. Like go rewatch that sequence, and the battle literally just comes out of nowhere, and it's like,
So what?
They really could have just showed up, rescued the Jedi, and just left. But apparently they just needed to start a war, like, on the side, like, just because.
I'm looking it up and I can't find any reasons.
Exactly, yeah. No, like, I watched that scene pretty thoroughly, just to be like, I mean, because all the battle scenes are cool, but I'm just kind of sitting there like, why are they fighting? Like, what exactly? Like, what did the droids do that warranted this attack?
Okay, so here's a topic for that movie. I'm trying to figure out why Sheev or Palpatine. So he's got control of the whole Trade Federation. He's still got control of the clones, but nobody knows. Why would he want to destroy his droid away?
Why would he want to destroy his what?
His droids? Like, because he has control of the Trade Federation, but also the clones, right?
Well, he doesn't really care about the droids. Like, the whole point was just starting a war to get people to give him emergency powers. Like, I kind of get that point. I just, like, why did the clones just show up and just start fighting? Like,
yeah.
It's not like, oh, the battle droids are planning to mount an attack on such and such. We need to stop them. It's literally just like, the clones show up, they rescue the Jedi. It's like, oh, cool, like, we can get the heck out of here. And they're like, oh, by the way, like, blow up all those ships. Make sure those don't make it back into orbit. And it's like why? Like, what are they doing? Like what's the big deal? It's like, let's just like, they just start fighting. Like, it's just so random. Like, the way that whole battle plays out it's all just so random and puzzling to me.
2 minutes later, it's a full-scale assault.
Exactly. Yes. Like why? The battle droids were just there, ready to all fight them somehow. Like literally, they show up, and I mean, no one knew they were coming, right? Because it's kind of like, oh, surprise, clones are here to save us. They pick up the Jedi, they fly away from the arena, and they just start dropping clones off, and then there's like just droids ready for them on the other side of the battlefield. Like it just all just comes out of nowhere. It's like, wait, like, why is this happening? Why are these people fighting?
Maybe they just wanted to retake the planet for the Republic.
I mean, wasn't a Republic? It wasn't a Republic planet though. It was just the Geonosians were just there.
Well, they're there with all these clones, and they can overwhelm the droids. So why not?
So, but the whole point was avoiding a war. Like, they didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally just like that's like going to pick a fight for no reason. Like, if the droids were like they're with like not cooperating with the Geonosians, like if they were just there kind of like using their resources, and the Geonosians were like, oh, like, we're being overwhelmed, our city's taken over, like, we need help. Sure, I can kind of understand that. But it's just such an unnecessary fight, and, like, that's where the war begins. You see, the war didn't need to happen, at least not right there. There was no reason for them to be fighting, but they just fight just because we need a battle scene here. I guess that's my problem. I don't like it in Star Wars when things just fight for no reason, I guess is my bigger point.
Was there any other movies that did that? Star Wars related?
I mean, Episode 3, the Kashyyyk battle, kind of... I mean, they at least say we need to... I mean, so the Kashyyyk battle makes more sense because the droids are, like, coming to attack. So it's like, oh, like, we need to go help the Wookiees. So that makes more sense because there's... Like, the droids are actually doing something bad and we need to stop them from doing something bad. But it still does kind of beg the question, like why is it so necessary for us to maintain control of the Wookiee planetary system? Like, what is the consequence if we don't do this? It's just something that Kiadi Money just, like, kind of mentions that everyone forgot about. He's like, oh, yeah, we should totally send troops there. And they just go fight there for some reason. I don't know, man.
What's really sad?
Armies don't know.
Oh, what did he say? I totally missed it. Oh yeah, he says, "What webcam are you using?" Appreciate the dono, by the way. I use a Logitech C920.
What's really sad though is that the Wookiees, with the slavery, they had to build the Death Star, or they were forced to like build the Death Star.
The Wookiees?
Yeah, well, I think I read something up on it on YouTube. Someone was talking about it. Since they were put into slavery, like sometime after the Battle of Kashyyyk. I don't think it was all of them that did the Death Star, but I think it was like a huge majority of them. I'd have to find it and send it to you.
Oh, I have no idea. Daniel says Palpatine needed the war in order for him to get power, but how was anyone not confused on why some dudes in white armor started a war? I mean, I get like the whole like what Palpatine's trying to do kind of behind the scenes. It's just like it wasn't necessary for them to start fighting right there. They just do. Like just a fight breaks out for no reason.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Fight for your right to party.
I bumped my bird.
Yoda just wanted his bird.
I remember when that started, I was watching the live... I forgot which stream it was on. Was that on yours or was it on Matt's?
I'm pretty sure it's on mine.
I was watching it and then someone brought that up and then you guys just started saying it. I was laughing so hard.
Comet says the Kashyyyk battle was because the Separatists wanted to gain hyperspace routes. I mean, they don't. That's definitely not explained in the movie. That's all. I don't know. I guess that's kind of important. I don't know. That seems like a pretty low stakes battle. Like, oh god, don't let the Separatists get hyperspace routes.
They also like to have a lot of resources. That not only the Empire, but also before them, the Trade Federation likes to have a lot of resources. And I think part of the reason why they needed so much resources was to build a weapon of mass destruction.
It's a system they can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
But why? Why? Why can't they afford to lose it? What's the point of all this? Why is this happening?
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power.
Dude, speaking of that, the first time I saw episode 9, and I seen the lightning come out of Rey's hands, I was like, uh-oh.
I don't like where this is going.
Oh no, it was just confusing because, like, I think somebody spoiled it for me, like, oh, Rey is a Palpatine.
So then why was that confusing for you?
Oh, I didn't want to believe it.
Oh, okay. So you're like Obi-Wan when Count Dooku told him that the dark side was controlling everything? He's like, I don't believe you. I don't want to believe you.
Yeah, I don't want to believe you. But I'm still confused on who her parents were. If she is Palpatine's niece, then who?
She's Palpatine's granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Sorry.
So her parents are Palpatine, one of Palpatine's kids.
No. Okay, so it's confirmed in the book, and Jay, you're gonna hate it.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's the I can't even say this straight face.
Palpatine's clone.
Rey's dad is a Palpatine clone.
Yeah.
Oh.
So does that make her technically his daughter?
So I don't know. How do you look at it? Like, do you feel like you look at Boba Fett as Jango's son, or is Jango's like as just Jango? You know, like.
Well, technically, they said that he's an unaltered clone, right? So is he something different? I'm assuming.
Well, if he's unaltered, he's literally not something different.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
where
no.
would he be in
Or
it?
was it altered? I can't
No,
remember.
he's just a clone without the growth acceleration, so he's not gonna like reach Jango's age at any point.
Or
That was the whole point, because he wanted to raise him as a kid. Like that was the point.
I don't know. I like both bounty hunters, honestly. I think they both look really cool. Like, I was obsessed with Boba Fett around the originals, and then when Episode 2 came out, I seen Jango. I mean, his suit of armor is really cool. The silver against the blue
Oh,
is
yeah.
futuristic. And you actually get to see him fly for more than like 3 seconds, and then just using the rocket pack, or using the rocket.
Stormy says Ray was better with no bodies as her parent. I mean, hold on. Julian says Ray was better with no bodies as her parents. Absolutely. Stormy says it's impossible to get pictures of Maz's castle on Battlefront 2 without getting murdered. Now you feel my pain. I went through that so much when trying to get reference photos for Crate.
Can't you just do like a 1v1 and then have a second controller just sitting there?
You can, but Battlefront only lets you use certain game modes on certain maps, like online. So if I wanted, like, I needed reference photos of the ATM-6 because the movie wasn't like released yet. So I had to play Battlefront 2. The only way you can like be playing Battlefront 2 and be outside of the base is if you're doing online. I forget what it's Galactic Assault, I think it's called, maybe. So I had to do that, and once you're playing that, like there are other people playing who are trying to kill you. So I'm like looking up, trying to get snap photos of the bottom of this walker, and people are like trying to kill me.
Speaking of Ray, Daisy just turned 28.
She did. Can we get a late or belated birthday wishes for Daisy Ridley?
Happy birthday, Daisy Ridley.
Happy birthday, Daisy Ridley.
Happy birthday, Daisy. I know you're watching right now.
Yeah.
You
Do you have her on
got
speed dial?
Say it again?
Do you have her on speed dial?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Get her on.
There's no way you'd ever know, but I would love, like, to know, like, who is the most famous person to have ever watched one of my videos. Like, that'd be kind of cool.
So you are that guy from the mod. You got 67 people watching with 99 likes.
Could you imagine if Janina came up to you at like a Lego convention and was like, "Hey, I remember you. You built that Vardos mob."
That would be awesome. Honestly, I wanted to go to Celebration, and like, I mean, she was there. I could have, flexed my Vardos mock, but I didn't end up going.
Could you a picture with you and her in the background of the Vardos mock?
That would be pretty incredible.
That would be a good picture.
Playmation says it's me. I guess Playmation is actually Daisy Ridley.
No,
So,
And Mason, please send me a work in progress of a big vehicle. I'd love to see that. Stormy says Jay's secret admirer is Ray. She uses the account Ray Star Wars. That's a throwback. There's an account in the streams that used to come by under the name Ray Star Wars. Like, I guess before we knew her last name, they just decided her last name will be Star Wars.
Did you see Lego Soldier 82's comment?
What do you say?
Stormy, join me and together we'll rule the galaxy.
As father and son.
Yes.
So one thing I was wondering is, how hard is it to make instructions for your mocks?
I wouldn't say it's hard so much as kind of time consuming.
What do you use to do it?
Stud.io.
Really? I thought you used LDD.
LE makes instructions too, but if you want it like step by step, like Lego style ones, Stud.io is better for that.
Oh, I might need to download that because I've just been using LDD.
I mean, you can, like, if it works for you, like, it's not an issue, but if you want to make like a PDF, then you need Stud.io.
Well, I think I need to download it anyways because I'm gonna get the instructions for the Techno Union chip since Daniel and I are collabing on that, and I think I need Stud.io.
Yeah, you need to build one of those. That's such a big build. Oh my god.
You should see it in person. That thing is amazing. So Daniel, if you're watching, dude, amazing.
I can only imagine.
And we're still trying to figure out what gunship to run because obviously we want to do custom, but there's so many like good custom designs out there, and the Lego set is just horrible. It's too blocky.
I think
what it is.
So I didn't even know he had one, but David just actually recommended to use Thomas Jenkins. I'm actually gonna look it up because I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, I should look it up too. What do I type in?
He's
Is it
Thomas
like on-
_Jenkins_bricks on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Okay.
Where is Yo Gunship? Oh, I see. That is a very good gunship. I will store that away in the maybe file. Is he selling instructions?
The maybe file.
My God, this is a long description.
Ooh.
How do I get the instructions to this, Thomas?
Oh wow, that's got snot wings and everything.
Yep. I guess I'll just message him because I don't immediately see it. I'd have to compare this to Caleb's, but this one definitely looks very nice.
I don't know if it's the picture, but the wings look a little too long.
They do look long. I agree.
I'm not saying it's a bad model. It's not a bad model. It's just maybe it's the picture or.
This is really nice. I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm. It is a clean design though. There's so many other builders that have such good designs as well. I don't know which one to use.
There's so many options. This one's really good. All right, I will have to consider this. As much as I don't need to, I'm kind of thinking about building a custom gunship. So we'll see. David says they're unrebreakable. How much are they? Shout out to Lord of Bricks for the $2 donor. He says, secretly, Ray is my girlfriend. Don't tell Padme. I love that Lord of Bricks is very concerned about not cheating on his ex-girlfriends. Jay is looking at pictures of Ray again. I would never do that on stream.
Jay, do you remember in one of your mock showcase videos the giant snail tank? The
Yes.
white one?
Yeah.
It's on this. It's on Thomas's Instagram.
Yeah, he made it.
Oh.
Dark asks, how much has the Starkiller Moss cost so far? I have no idea. I don't think about that. Lego Spencer's gunship is amazing. Is he? He's not. He's still working on it though. It's looking good. He's just still working on it. Jacob says Daisy do be looking kind of bad though. I hope you mean bad as in good. If you mean bad as in bad, then I might have to fight you.
I hope you mean bad as in good. What a great sentence.
You know what I mean.
Hey, can I give a shout out to someone in chat?
That depends who it is.
Alright, I'm gonna just do it. Robo
Wow. I will not tolerate insolence on my stream.
Alright, anyway, Robonut03 built a Mandalore mock where he built one half and then built the other half and flipped it upside down on the other half. And it looks incredible. So yeah, just gonna say that.
Like the mock is designed to be flipped, or he just like
Yeah, it's
oh, okay.
designed where he built one half of it and then he built another half that kind of looked like it, but he flipped it upside down on the other half.
That sounds interesting.
Where can we look at it?
Is it on his channel?
Yeah, it's the only video on this channel so far.
That actually sounds interesting. I kind of want to see that.
I'll look it up real quick.
Robonut, you probably ought to get a profile picture, by the way. Oh, I can't. All right, JB, if you find it. Yeah,
because you can't click on the thing anymore.
That is so annoying. That is so annoying. I wonder. Nope.
What's
Nuts video?
Yeah.
Let me go see. Oh wait, they took away the feature where you can go to someone's channel and chat.
Exactly. It's so annoying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I found it. Oh, dang, what the heck?
Is it actually good?
Holy cow.
It doesn't suck?
It doesn't suck.
Wow.
No, look at this thing. Hang on, let me... Let me turn on my camera.
All right, here you can show everyone. Oh
So
wow!
it's a regular Mandalore that looks beautiful, but then it's freaking.
Holy crap!
Wow.
This guy has 10 subs. 11 subs.
That's pretty intense. Make that a smooth 12. I'm about to drop a fat sub on his channel.
I'm not gonna say that's better than David's Hall Mandalore mod, but that's really good.
It's such a unique take on it. That's cool.
All right, I approve of this plug. Don't do it again though. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm looking at it pre-flipped. We need to make something called like the mock flip challenge.
That'd be
I think
cool,
I've
like
seen
a
a few
mash-
though. Didn't somebody do a Bespin one or a Death Star one?
That they flipped?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a circle, but it's got something on one half, and then they flip it, and then it's got the other half.
No, not like that. I mean, like you build a mock, and then at the end, when it comes together, you put one mock flipped on the other one. It's called the mock flip challenge.
Or you just build the original mock upside down and then flip it at the end.
No.
No?
You build it normal and then flip it. It's like, have you seen those like paintings where like they do it from like a weird angle and then at the end they flip it and it's like, oh, that's what that is. That's the equivalent of the mock flip challenge. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh, did you ever see my comment on your questions answered? The one you did yesterday?
I haven't checked them, so I'll probably check them once I let go pull
Basically, my
questions.
comment was, when are you gonna bring back the fan intros?
It's a great question. When people actually send them to me, I never wanted
I
to stop doing those, but people just wouldn't send me any. So I was like, okay, well, so much for that.
I sent you that Porg one. I can resend it to you, but I think that one would be really funny.
I mean, I've already done that
remember?
one though.
The Porg one?
Yeah, I already did that one.
You did the one where I had the Inferno Squad boyos.
I'm pretty sure I did the pork one too. You sent me. I know exactly what you're talking about. I did that one.
Did you? Oh, I never saw it. Do you know which episode it was?
I have no idea. But yeah, if you guys actually want like a custom intro in one of my videos, please, I would love to do that again. People just stop sending me intros.
You know,
I need to get that Yoda figure or the big Yoda statue thing.
Big Yoda.
Okay, so they have. I was on Light My Bricks earlier, and they have a light kit for the Porg.
I've seen it. That thing is so creepy. Like.
Yeah, the light kit for the Yoda though is really cool.
What were you gonna say, JB?
I was gonna say, I think a year ago, I think it was pretty much almost a full year ago, I sent you an intro and you never used it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. What was your intro?
I just remembered. I don't know. It might have been the shoot. I think. Okay, so I made this. This is from the old like the Toys R Us thing. I think I put this on BB-8.
I feel like
it was a crap intro, and I'm glad you didn't use it now.
Is it
one of those?
Is it in our Instagram conversation?
I think it was probably the first thing I ever DM'd you on Instagram.
Oh my, because that looks like I remember that. If I didn't, I totally meant to, and I didn't mean to not use it. I'm so sorry.
I think I was expecting it for a couple weeks, and I'm like, well, where's this intro? And then you started not doing them, and I'm like, but this is
I can only imagine how you felt when you sent me this intro, and then one week I'm just like, I guess no one's gonna send me intros, so I won't do any.
Yeah, I'm like, I was like,
JB,
so
you're ruining my narrative, bro.
I I promise at some point I'll probably forget, but I'm gonna make an intro for your questions answered.
Appreciate it. I like for anyone who can to do it. It doesn't have to be like, amazing or high quality. It could just be something stupid and funny. Like, I don't care. Like, it was just fun when people were sending me them.
Yeah, it's a good way to engage.
Exactly. Like, use it to plug your channel. Like, if RoboNut wanted to show us how he flipped his mock, I would have totally, like, put a video of him flipping his mock in front of your questions answered.
Does it have to be Star Wars related?
It should be relevant in some way to my channel, I guess. Like what do you mean?
I bought a set last night at Walmart and I just built it. It's not Star Wars related, but it's Lego, so.
Okay, I mean, perhaps.
As long as it's Lego, Star Wars, or Lego Star Wars related.
Exactly, there you go. I feel like that's like ingrained into people's minds at this point. Like, is it Lego, Star Wars, or Lego Star Wars related?
Okay, so the set I got was the Batmobile Pursuit of the Joker.
Uh-huh.
So, I was gonna do some, like, funny intro with that, but...
Go for it.
Jay, I'm gonna make like 10 intros, so then whenever a week no one else sends you one, you just keep using me.
I would, please. Like, I have no issue with that whatsoever.
Oh, dear.
Dark says, Playmation, the Cold Like Hawk video was dope. Yes, it was. Shout out to the Cold Like Hawk music video. I watch that pretty often. It's just so funny. Like, I love it.
Whenever you're having a down day, you're just like, you know what?
Let's watch that CLH.
Dude, Murder on Anakin's Mind was such a good song. There's times where I just have it on repeat when I'm building or sorting.
Bro, that's a banger.
When can you expect it on Spotify?
It's the same with the 501st Battle Pack song. Like, both of those are really good.
The only reason I haven't put it on Spotify is because I don't use Spotify, and I don't know how to.
Mason said he sent the whip on Instagram.
Mason, can I show the stream? I'm actually on the second box finally, so shout out to me for completing one box of this set.
Are there 3 boxes?
4 boxes.
Oh.
Have you thought about adding more lights to your Falcon? Like a third-party light, so brick stuff or light my bricks or anything?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, they make light kits specifically for the UCS Falcon.
Yeah. You want to run something like that?
I mean, I don't have the UCS Falcon.
I think yours is better because it's got like a full interior. That's the only thing that bugs me about the UCS Falcon.
It bugged me too. Holy crap, Mason. That is a big boy. Alright, how can I show you guys this? Can I send it to JV and JV can show the stream? If you don't mind, JV. Alright, I just sent it to JV. I hope you didn't mind that, Mason. If you did, sorry.
He said yeah, fine.
We'll execute order JV. JV, close your eyes. Don't look at our DMs.
I'm gonna go leak it.
Oh no.
It's on from the internet. Hang on. Okay. There's the whip if I can get it on.
Full screen it. And that is one wheel of what looks like a Republic juggernaut. That is a giant wheel. Oh my god.
I'm assuming it's gonna be big scale.
I wonder if that's the one that David reviewed.
No, it's a work in progress. That's his custom model.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be huge.
There was one that someone did. It had like remote functions and a lot of other stuff on it. It was really cool.
An RC turbo tank. How would you make an RC turbo tank like turn?
I mean, I gotta find it. I want to look it up and then I'll send it to you.
With power functions.
Yeah.
Power functions is always the answer. Mason, you beast.
You need to. So starting now, you need to write down all the costs.
Show JV's intro. Oh, what's up?
No. Write down the cost of all the pieces, so you can actually tell people how much it costs to build it.
You're talking about Mason, I assume.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like, this set costs $700, JV.
No. What set are you building again?
The UCS started. Stop playing with me. Someone says Artifacts Creations did a huge RC turbo tank like 8 years ago. Now that you mention that, that does sound familiar.
Oh my god! Did you see Stormy's comment on the Rich Boy gummies?
You should make a fake ad for Rich Boy J gummies and upload it to YouTube as an ad. Oh my god! I wonder how much that cost. Could you imagine?
Speaking of gummies, there's a guy that made a custom mold like using Lego products, and he made his own Lego gummies, and they were stackable and edible and everything. It was so cool.
I think. Well, I guess Lego doesn't make them to where you could, like, the bottom isn't molded, so you couldn't stack them. But yeah, I've seen.
No,
that.
he used a base plate, so you'd get like the full studs and everything, so you could stack them. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. I know. I think what's his name? Playmation sent me. I don't think he made them himself, but he had. Yeah, he said I had some. Yeah, he was eating some the other day and he was like stacking bricks. I told him he needs to do a full scale mock with them.
How to make Lego gummies, the king of random.
Rip.
That's what it was.
Best turbo tank I've seen is the one by Jucon on Flickr. I can send you a pic of it if you're interested. Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if any of you guys watch PewDiePie, but at the end of his videos, he has his own ads. It's like the exact same thing for every single video. I need to make the Rich Boy J gummy commercial, and then Jay, I'll have you send me a clip saying, I'm Rich Boy J, and I approve this product. and then you play it at the end of every single one of your videos.
So is the PewDiePie ad like a real ad, or is it like a joke?
It's a real ad, but it's for his own like iPhone apps.
Okay.
So
it's for something that people can actually like get.
Yeah, it is a real ad, but it's his stuff.
Okay. I was like, the only thing I'm concerned about for the Rich Boy gummies is it's not a real ad.
It'll still be funny.
It would be hilarious. I kind of wanted to do like a food court in Starkiller for like the cafeteria area, and I gotta have a Rich Boy J gummies stand somewhere there.
That'd be awesome. That kind of reminds me of mine. I called mine the Chow Hall, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Right.
All right, I think I need to head out.
I mean, okay. All right, see you, bro.
Have a good one. Thanks for letting me join.
Thanks for coming on, man.
See ya.
Palpatine says, "Do it. Make the gummies."
Alright, so Jay.
What's up?
What do you think of Lego photography?
I mean, I have an appreciation for it. Like, it's cool when people. Well, what do you mean by it? Like putting sets in like real environments, or just getting
like
artistic with your
minifigures and
pictures? Oh man, yeah, it's cool. I love that. I don't know if you've seen it. Like, I have a framed picture of like Finn in like a forest that I won at Legoland Star Wars Days, and I actually really like that photo.
Is it like Finn or like the Lego version of Finn?
It's Lego Finn.
Ah, that'd be cool.
Use gummy bricks as filler. It would save so much money. Oh my! I can even imagine trying to build like a large scale mock with gummies.
The ants would eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, so unfortunately my mic has an infestation of ants, so we have to postpone things. I probably shouldn't have made my filler out of gummies.
The whole mock just collapses. That would suck.
That's like worst case scenario.
Are we getting our Star Killer update tomorrow?
Yes, you are. Yes, there is an update coming.
I'm excited.
I've gotten some really good work done on it. I actually had an order come in today that I was not expecting to come in, so I'm actually really happy about that because there were some parts I really needed in there. Alright, let's see if I can get this right the first time. Oh crap.
What'd you do?
I totally forgot to add this like piece in here to this tech. Okay. I thought it was like going to be a situation where it was going to take me a while to have to take this apart to get this in here, but it's not, fortunately. Shout out to Mavs Bricks for the $1 dono. Appreciate that. And it's an upcoming expanding, or what was, Jay, I'm thinking about buying timeshares in the Ilenium system. I heard property values are fairly cheap. Yeah, go for it. I heard there's a plot of land that recently became available. I think it's kind of scorched, but you should probably be able to salvage it.
Man, that was another one that took off on the streams. The Ilenium system.
The Ilenium system. Nothing makes me happier than the way that Ray says the Ilenium system.
The funniest part is when BB-8 gives him a thumbs up with the torch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just
Ilenium system. That's the one. The Ilenium system. The Ilenium system. Was anyone in the chat there for the day that dummy lit became a thing?
You need a pilot. I need a pilot.
Because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh man, I keep getting ads on the stream and I'm compelled to watch all of it so Jay makes more. I would appreciate that. Although you've done your duty for today. You sent in a few super chats, so I guess you shouldn't feel too obligated. The Ilenium system. You know that video that's like my longest yeah boy? Can someone make a video titled My Longest Ilenium System?
What were some other funny quotes from like just any of the movies? I know a while back we talked about Return of the Jedi, and just the cutscene would be so funny to have Luke dragging Vader's like half dead heavy body all the way to the Imperial shuttle.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Like, hey, could someone give me a hand, please? This guy's heavy.
No. You should have put him on like a cart.
Yeah. They had plenty of them there. Just even a hover cart would have been fine.
Yeah.
I don't see like a missing hand would render his legs useless though. I mean, I get
yeah, Vader could have walked himself. He was just being a drama queen.
I get he just lost a hand and he was electrocuted, but I mean,
he could have. There should be a scene of like Luke dragging him. It's like, hey, Dad, can you just walk, dude? Like, you're really heavy.
Yeah. Unless, well, he was like mostly machine, so I wonder if like Palpatine's electricity like fried most of his circuits.
It fried his legs. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could. I don't know. I would like to think his suit was not made in such a way where like some electricity could just fry his entire body and he's just immobile.
Yeah. Got to keep him away from that EMP.
Yeah. Oh my god. Where did he get inspiration for his YouTube name? Are you talking about me? Can you guys even call yourself RBJ fans if you haven't seen his Lego wrestling and monster truck video? That's a great point. Although don't watch those videos. Most of those are demonetized at this point. Watch literally anything else.
So to be honest, I actually haven't seen those.
Bruh.
Yeah, me neither.
You mean you came to my Lego Star Wars channel and you haven't watched my wrestling and monster truck videos?
I haven't found the monster truck one, but I mean,
It's actually my most popular video.
I haven't seen the wrestling one yet. I think the monster truck one would probably get more of my attention.
I was gonna say, why'd you ask, Brickopotamus, are you trying to get into Lego photography?
Yeah, I've actually been into Lego photography for a while.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, not to self-plug, but I just started my Instagram page, and I have a few posts with Lego photography.
Is it from the one that you messaged me from?
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out.
I did see one on Instagram. I don't know who did it, but the photos were great. Like, there is this slave one next to the puddle, and you got a...
I actually just saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's quite a few really good Lego photographers.
See, that stuff I would like to get blown up into a poster or something, and then have on my wall.
I always try to show stuff off like that on the mock showcase. David says, have you ever thought of using wood or something for the structure of your builds? Is it illegal? I would put that in illegal territory. I wouldn't do something like that.
I mean, there's people that have gotten away with it with aluminum, like the, I think you did this, yeah, you did do this on your mock showcase, and Eminar also did this, but the Falcon that takes off.
That's understandable, but because it's not like, that I can get, because it's not even like, it's not like filler or something like that. I think that's more so what he was getting at, like.
Oh, okay. I guess I could understand with that Falcon because it's so heavy and for how high that it's sitting.
I guess I wouldn't use it as a shortcut. Something like that is just literally impossible with Lego.
Yeah. So, there's this thing I shared on my Instagram a while back. It was, remember in episode 3 when Palpatine was about to do the Order 66 and I think, was it Cody, the one in the orange?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, so basically it says, how many pizzas should I order for the pizza party? And then Palpatine says, Order 66.
Order 66.
Yeah, it's on my Instagram somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny.
Anthony says he met the builder of that Falcon. Really impressive stuff. That's pretty cool. I was going to ask for my Lego Star Wars fans out there, because I was talking to Hunter about this the other night, and we couldn't figure it out. So in Lego Star Wars, the droids have like a sound clip that goes like, intruder alert! And we were trying to figure out, do the droids ever actually say intruder alert in any of the films? Or is that just like a Lego Star Wars thing?
I have not, me personally, because I've seen the movies so many times, I've not heard the droids. You're talking about the battle droids, right?
Yeah.
I have not heard any of the battle droids say that. But I could be wrong. There could have been one part where I might have missed it. I don't think they have.
Possibly in the Clone Wars they say it.
Playmation says, no, it's just in the game. I don't think they say in the... Well, I mean, I guess they could technically say in the Clone Wars. I don't think they ever say intruder alert. Yeah, everyone's saying they don't say it in the films. That is very disappointing, because that's a hilarious line. Intruder alert.
Do you guys ever get this, I think it's a glitch on Instagram, where when it just stops letting you like posts?
I haven't had that.
It's like, we think, or this features block, tell us if it's an issue.
Oh, I've definitely not had that. One thing I do have that's super annoying on my Instagram, though, is like, if I upload a photo and people start liking it, like, it always interrupts whatever I'm doing to, like, show me that, like, people are liking that photo, and it's super annoying, because, like, sometimes I'll upload a thumbnail, and I'm like, hey, go watch this video, the link is in the thumbnail, so then I'll go to my, like, bio to change the link in my description, and I just can't, because so many people are liking that photo. It keeps like taking me back to the photo. Like it's kind of weird. GK says, Jay, did you finish RD2? You mean Red Dead 2? Yeah, I absolutely did. Great game. I need to do a Red Dead mock. Stormy says, check your DMs, please. I need confirmation. What do you need confirmation of? Is that droid supposed to be like that? It's perfectly behind the Falcon. No, I did not. That is not something that I planned. Just kind of happened. But that is kind of funny. Yeah, I've had it a few times. Usually experience on YouTube. Notifications turned off, gang. Way out here. Maybe I need to do that. I get that with comments sometimes. I'll try to type out a reply, but it'll keep jumping back up to the post. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Instagram just sucks in general. Like, I just don't like it. Like, Facebook was more than enough for me back in the day, and then I kind of had to make an Instagram because everyone had one. But I'd like it if we didn't have to use it.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I disappeared for a second. My computer randomly just shut off.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think it does that. Well, it didn't it went to sleep, and I think it did that because it was fully charged. Me and Daniel are still trying to figure that out. It did that on a live stream too.
Twice the clout, double the IG bugs. Oh, but the Flickr app, 2 years without notifications. Flickr is where it's at. That's where it all started for me. I'm pretty sure that's how I found Enter on Flickr. We got 2/3 of Teal Gang in the house. Hey, shout out to Bricks Film for the $4.99 dono. Hola to you, my guy. How you doing, man? Blast him. Yeah, Jordan's literally perfect behind the Falcon.
When does the Skywalker saga come out? Is that December?
I have no idea. I mean, I literally have no idea.
I'm so excited for that game.
Me too. I would like more information on it. It seems like they've been pretty stagnant when it comes to news.
And then, Mandalorian Season 2 doesn't start till September?
Yeah, probably. It'll be sometime later this year.
Do you want to talk about predictions for Season 2?
Yeah, we can do that. Where do we even begin?
I know what Jedi Bob keeps saying is, I don't want to see a planet of baby Yodas.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be a planet of baby Yodas. It'd be a planet of Yodas, some of them old, some of them young, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see a village of maybe 50 of them at most. But if they just do baby Yodas everywhere on some planet.
I think before Mandalorian, I probably would have been like, oh, I don't care to see a planet of Yodas. But now, since we've seen baby Yoda so much, it's not as big a deal, I guess. So, I don't know.
I also wonder, is he going to get a real name in Season 2?
That's a good point.
Yoda Jr.
They should give him an awful Star Wars name.
So, speaking of that, man, the first, he was in the first episode, right? Baby Yoda?
Yeah, I think it's the very end.
Yeah, so whenever they called him the child, I'm like, no, that doesn't fit. As soon as I seen him, I was like, that's Baby Yoda! I think a lot of people probably felt the same way as I did because no one wants to call him the child. He's Baby Yoda.
I mean, he's not Baby Yoda, but I get your point.
He's cute. He's cuter than Yoda.
He'll be Blagg's uncle or something. He'll be Timry Blagg Jr. or Timry Blagg Sr.
If I had one wish, my wish would be, I want a Baby Yoda. It's between a Baby Yoda. It's between a Baby Yoda or a purple lightsaber. One of the two.
I want a pet Vulptex. That's what I want. I feel like Voltexes are like criminally underrated. As much like notoriety as Porgs got from The Last Jedi, I felt the Voltexes were even cooler, but like no one talks about them.
I am looking up Voltex.
It's the crystal foxes,
Oh, right.
the ones they follow out of the cave.
I mean, those are cool, but they don't really. Actually, no. I guess they leave them out of the cave.
Yeah, they serve a more practical purpose in the film than Porgs do.
They kept Chewie from starving.
I say the Porgs were there to be. Did Chewie ever actually like eat the Porg though? Like, did he actually ever bite into it?
I think he was about to, and that Porg just gave him like the sad puppy dog eyes look. It was like, really? You're gonna eat my bro?
What happened to that Porg in Episode 9?
That's a good question. Like, they had Porgs like in the Falcon, like making a nest. So I thought, like, oh, it'd be kind of funny if in Episode 9, like, there's like kind of a Porg infestation, kind of like the Gizkas in Knights of the Old Republic. Like, I thought that was would be a neat thing. And then there just weren't any Porgs in the movie.
Maybe Chewie did eat them all.
It was really funny though in Episode 8 when they're going under crate and Chewie's screaming, and then the Porg just jumps straight up on the console and does this cute little scream, and Chewie just kind of knocks him off.
Yeah, I had that as my home screen for a while.
I love that. The Crystal Foxes were better in promotional material. Their design looks worse in the... Bro, the Crystal Foxes look awesome. Don't talk about the Voltexes.
I mean, they're cute, but I just don't know if I'd have one as a pet. I mean, it's nice to have something to, like, pet and hold. You can't really hold a Crystal Fox without getting stabbed. Unless it's...
I mean, the only reason the crystals are on them is because they're on crate. So if you had, like, an Earth Voltex, it wouldn't have, like, the crystals on it.
So it's like a normal fox or a wolf just with crystals growing on it?
It's not even the crystals are growing on it. Basically because of, like, the salt layer on crate, the salt crystals get stuck to the fur on the fox, and that's why they look the way they do. That's not like that's not an actual part of their anatomy. That's just what they look like.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, how would that work?
Yeah, I had the same question too. Because I was just confused. Like, I thought they were like born on that planet, and that's how they came. So
he says they don't look bad. I just think they look worse than the practical model they showed off. We don't say negative things about Voltexes here, and I'm sorry. I just won't allow it.
Just praise the prequels.
Praise the Voltexes. But yeah, R.I.P. to the Porgs that were on the Falcon.
I think a Porg would probably be a cute little pet. I just don't know what they would eat. Do they eat, like, normal cat food or, like, meat or...
I'm sure Porgs eat cat food.
Well, I mean, that was just an idea. Like, dry foods or, I don't know, they eat.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be carnivores, probably.
Probably. That whole scene
Waffle
with, like,
says
Luke,
fish.
That whole scene with, like, Luke getting the blue milk off that whatever it was and then drinking it was just gross.
Yeah.
That was your lesson in anatomy.
Yeah. Oh, now we know where blue milk comes from.
Well, that was technically green milk, I think.
Was it? Oh, it looked more blue.
I thought it was blue.
Porgs eat Captain Crunch. I think that sounds right.
Okay, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm looking up, is a Porg, and then I was going to say, like, what does it eat, or is it a carnivore? And one of the most searched questions is a Porg a real animal?
Oh my god.
I think most people probably would have looked that up. Obviously, I knew it was fake. I wish it was real, but...
It's like what the government's hiding from you. Porgs exist.
Bro, Porgs are just a government creation with using the 5G satellites. They transmit Porgs. They transmit cells to make Porgs. It's all conspiracy, guys.
That was like the funniest thing with the Vardos live streams. It's just the Porgs all over. Like, oh, there's one there, there's one there, there's one.
They just kind of incidentally ended up being everywhere.
Yeah. And then that one on top of the building with the light on, like it was a birthday candle or something. That
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
The government is keeping Porgs in Area 51.
They're under quarantine right now. They don't want to get COVID-19.
Gaming Gan says, kind of wish Star Wars would make an Anakin show. Dude, Star Wars made an Anakin trilogy, like saga of films. What more about Anakin could we possibly need to know?
Exactly. I mean, on top of the films, he's also in Clone Wars. Same with Obi-Wan. And I think they're trying to do... Weren't they trying to do a solo, like, Obi-Wan movie or TV show or something?
They're doing an Obi-Wan show, and which, once again, like, what more about him could we possibly need to know?
Exactly.
Star Wars fans just don't know when to say enough is enough. It's always...
They need to do a Boba Fett solo thing.
I'm cool on that.
I think they talked about doing a movie, but the actor... I think the actor that was supposed to play Boba Fett was the same actor that was in the... I guess the recent, but it's been a long time, Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, really?
I think I'd have to go back and rewatch that video, but that's what they were saying. I don't know. I'd love to see a Boba Fett movie. Like
where he really kills someone.
Where he actually does something useful.
Yeah, I mean, like where he at least gets out of.
I feel like The Mandalorian is kind of what's supposed to like quench people's thirst to see more Boba Fett. Like, here's your look at a Mandalorian getting his own story and doing cool stuff. Like, do we really need after The Mandalorian, and considering it's still ongoing, do we really need a Boba Fett movie? Like, The Mandalorian is already infinitely cooler than Boba Fett. Like,
yeah, his armor's cooler. I love the silver on it, and then he finally gets his jetpack.
I mean, he's just cooler as he's just cooler as a character. Like, he has a personality. He does things. Like, I don't know. Like, I see no reason, especially with The Mandalorian being a show, for them to do a Boba Fett show or movie.
Yeah. Going back to porgs for a second, I just found a really weird fact that apparently porgs can understand linguistic terms. So basically, they understand English.
Oh, nice. So I can tell my porg attack, and he'll do it.
Apparently.
Did you find out whether or not they were carnivorous?
No, it's like the one thing that it didn't mention.
Just look at what do porgs eat.
Yeah, that's what I did.
It's like humans.
There's like 3 paragraphs describing them. Like, just look at a picture of one.
What do you think of the most recent Clone Wars episode? We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. I thought it was definitely the best episode of this arc, and I like the fact that the end of it kind of links into the next arc. So that was some decent foreshadowing.
Actually, I don't know if I like that a lot, because I thought the whole point of, well, this might be a little bit of spoilers, but I thought the whole point of Ahsoka getting to Mandalore would be Anakin, like, finding her and then asking her to help out or something like that. But, I mean, now we already know that she's going there anyway, so...
Why did you think that Anakin would be the one to, like, seek her out?
I think there's just the scene in the trailer where Anakin and Rex have all the 332nd or whatever it is, Ahsoka troops.
Oh, okay. I thought that was more of like a, if you're going to be fighting with us, this is what we're doing for you. I didn't think that necessarily implied that he was the one who got her involved.
Yeah. Is the reason that the Republic can't be involved because Mandalore's still neutral? Or are they past that now?
I literally have no idea. You'd have to ask one of our Clone Wars experts in the chat.
So going back to porgs, Da Vinci something, sorry, I didn't get a chance to read his whole name, but he said it's in the UCS plaque and it says small fish. That's what they eat.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Makes sense.
I never thought to check that. Like, that's the most obvious place.
Neither did I.
So does the UCS plaque for Yoda say what he eats?
Frogs.
Well, oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good point.
Speaking of porgs, Jay.
Got the handy dandy Porg set.
I never got the Porg set, and I never wanted it.
Wow.
What?
I like Porgs, but I just thought if I want a Porg, I'd rather make it myself. Also, something that really bothered me was the feet. Pretty sure that feet don't even have legs on the Lego set one. And when you look at a Porg, their feet are actually pretty long.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, when they're sitting, you can't see the legs, but...
Yeah, maybe.
I want to assume this one's, kind of squatting a little bit, so his legs are probably tucked up under his fur. That's just my guess.
Yeah, Porg is one of the best sets ever. They should have made the IG unit Mando's partner. It was his partner for a little while. I think the whole point is he doesn't really have I think for his character he doesn't need a sidekick who's always there. That's kind of Baby Yoda at this point, but that's almost kind of what's pushing his character further. The fact that he does actually care about Baby Yoda. I just don't see that character with a sidekick, you know.
Man, when he actually gave Baby Yoda away, I had a feeling he was gonna come back for him, but just the thought of him kind of not being next to him was a little sad. You're really gonna let these Imperials take Baby Yoda?
I thought that scene when he walks in on them and he's strapped down to the table was kind of weird. I was like, what exactly was happening there?
Oh yeah.
What do you think they were gonna do to Baby Yoda?
I don't even want to think about that. I just prefer to not remember that scene because that was just weird.
Also, something about that scene is he takes Baby Yoda so extremely fast. You should see Dr. Pershing or whatever cowering in the corner. He's like, no, please. And then literally 2 seconds later, Mando and Baby Yoda are just gone.
Yeah.
But that's kind of dumb.
I mean, that's more of a movie or a camera thing. Shout out to Lord of Bricks. He says, Porgs taste like chicken. Ask Chewie.
What doesn't taste like chicken?
It's a good point.
Fish.
David says the animation for the IG unit was so amazing and lifelike. I think that was an actual model. I don't think that was CG for most of it. I'm pretty sure they had an actual IG model.
Oh, so in Lego Masters, I don't know if you saw it, but the R2D2 and C3PO and BB-8 were those how did they do that? Is what I'm wondering.
I have no idea. I didn't see it.
Okay, basically they just had C3PO, R2, and BB-8 all in the entire episode, saying stuff with their droid talk to the cast and everything. I was like, are they just doing costumes, or did they do a ton of CGI, or what?
I'm pretty sure they had physical models and maybe a microphone rigged to them or something, or a speaker rather. C3PO was almost certainly an actual person.
Yeah, wasn't the original R2D2 an actual person?
Yeah, that boy Kenny Baker, rest in peace.
There was some of the funny bloopers. Have you seen any of the bloopers for that?
For what?
For episode 1 or any of the other ones?
Oh, the one where C3PO trips over the I forget what it is. He trips over something.
Well, it's not only that. It's also in episode 1 when they're I forgot his name, but it's the Gungan leader, the big green one. You know,
Boss Nass.
Yeah. So when they go to meet up with him in the woods, you see R2 come up around Padme, and then he just drops over on his face.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's just laughing.
R2. That little droid's gonna get me in a lot of trouble. Oh, he excels in doing that. Why did you tell me to buy him then? My favorite line from episode 4 is you're lucky Master Luke doesn't blast you into a million pieces. It was could you imagine if Luke just did that? R2, I'm tired of your bullcrap. Just pulls out a blaster.
The first funniest line from C3PO was, "My pots are showing."
My pots are showing.
What do you mean, naked?
Goodness.
Yeah.
Dark says,
It's-
call me Nas because I'm a boss.
I also don't like the fact that Anakin's friends had like no faith in his building skills with that pod racer.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be bug squat.
Oh, it's never gonna run.
Let's go play ball.
Was that like Little Greedo, or was that just a type of
No, it's just a roadie.
His name's Wald.
yeah.
What a great name.
Could you imagine if that was Greedo?
Huh. That'd be weird.
Greedo was actually, he was in a deleted scene in that movie, I think. Like, he was fighting it was like a little Greedo, and he was like fighting someone, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that happened. There's a deleted
Little
scene
arm.
with young Greedo.
Well, didn't that roadie fight Anakin?
Maybe that's who it was. I don't know why I thought it. Maybe it was just Wald fighting Anakin. Yeah.
I can look it
Or
up.
was it Wald or was it Greedo who was fighting Anakin?
In episode 3, did anyone notice the Falcon the first time seeing it in theaters?
I definitely didn't notice it the first time.
It was
Wait, so was it? Hold on. So it was actually Greedo, the chat.
Oh. Wait, no, you're right. He was in a deleted scene, and he was accusing Anakin of cheating in the race.
It was Greedo.
Yeah, it says
Wow.
Greedo made a cameo appearance in Star Wars Episode 1 in the deleted scene.
I thought so.
What is Slamo?
Sleemo.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Because like, you can clearly see that Sebulba was cheating the whole time, and Anakin was just doing his part and trying not
Yeah.
to like die during that whole race.
Speaking of Slimo, I now use that and other Star Wars insults in real life a lot.
Some moof milker.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your favorite Star Wars insult? Shout out to Xavier Sorent for the $4.99 dono. Appreciate that, my guy.
I have a few. Like, Moof Milker is really funny. Nerf Herder's a good one.
I don't know what someone
Me
would
tell
think
said your
if I randomly
passer.
call him a moof milker.
Choppa chowa.
Have any of you guys used like Star Wars lines on other people? So like, for instance, I was working at this warehouse and my manager thought there was something he didn't think I could do. And I was like, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I find your lack of
Did he
faith
get it?
disturbing.
I don't know. He smiled and then walked away and I'm like, there's no way he got it.
He smiled. He's thinking, this guy's weird.
Yeah, probably. Well, one of my other managers, I said, and he got it right away.
Huh.
So there's some that are still.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Yeah.
I want to start using. Why are you taking them? To Coruscant.
That'd actually be a pretty.
Doesn't
funny-
compute. You're under arrest.
That'd be a pretty funny video if someone had to talk only in Star Wars quotes for 24 hours.
24 hours. Oh my god.
We have like 9 movies to go off of, so. Well, actually, no. It's more than 9 movies because you got to think Rogue One and Solo, so that's 11 movies.
You'll soon learn some respect. I use that one a lot. You're a feisty little droid.
Fit Tim with the restraining bolt.
I use Hello Boyos a lot, if you guys didn't notice.
I didn't notice at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what movie that's from.
Geordie Jord is my favorite person right now.
Who?
Geordie Jord in the chat.
Why?
Who's that? Oh, never mind. What other Star Wars quotes are there? Like the good, funny ones?
I don't think so.
Or even like Star Wars insults?
You're gonna get
Is
us
that what we're
both
talking
killed.
about?
I'm gonna look up insults.
You're gonna get us both killed.
Yeah.
Do you have a boyfriend? A cute boyfriend? That's what I ask any of my prospective girlfriends.
So,
If they have a cute
Jake.
boyfriend.
do you remember my friend I was telling you a while back that's never seen Star Wars, and I used a line on him saying that his girlfriend's heart was cold like hot.
I do not remember that, but that's quite the insult.
Well, I mean, they both didn't get it because they both haven't like really seen Star Wars. Anyway, so we're at work one day, and I was working in this Chevy dealership doing oil changes, and they have this thing called the pit where you go underneath, and it's easier to change oil. But as I'm coming up the stairs, and I put my arms off to the side, he looks down at me, and I'm like, "That wasn't a laser blast. Something hit us."
There you
and
go.
the look he gave me was priceless.
Alright, I have some Star Wars insults here. Buzzball, crazy old man, bantha fodder, buckethead, flyboy, goldenrod, scum, clanker, son of a bantha,
Wait. Did you say son of a bantha?
Yeah.
Who says that?
Zed says it in Rebels, apparently.
Son of a bantha.
Then there's
Have you guys seen, this is a totally obscure reference. Have you guys seen the Cat in the Hat movie?
Yeah.
No.
Do you remember the scene? What does he do? Do you like, what does he do? Something happens and he's like, son of a, and then it's like, boop, and it's like, please stand by.
Oh, yeah.
They should do that in Star Wars, except have them say son of a bantha.
Or just like, have it say like, son of a, and then just have it cut to the next scene or whatever.
I think they need to use more explicit dialogue in Star Wars. There needs to be more swearing.
Ooh, there's slimy, double-crossing, no-good swindler. Stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Yep, Leia.
Does McClunky count?
McClunky. And laser brain.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Son of a moof milker.
He says they almost did that in Solo with Lando. What did they almost do in Solo with Lando? Hey, shout out to Xavier Soren again for the $9.99 dono. He says, son of a moof milker. Son of a Bazinatal. Here's a question for the chat. How many times has the Wolem scream been used in Star Wars? And can you tell me when? I know a few of them, but I don't know all of them. I know in Episode 3 when the clones get blasted, as Falcon is following to the maw, Lando says, "Oh sh." I totally forgot about that. Then again, I've only seen that movie once.
I have this other picture, Star Wars related, on my Instagram. So basically, I gotta look it up. I think it says when you break a Pringle chip in half and it falls back in the can, and it's just a picture of Darth Maul in half.
Oof.
Falling down the.
You hate to see it.
Falling down the thing that he falls. I forgot what it's called.
I don't know. The giant hole in the ground.
The giant hole in the ground. Yeah.
Is that the same thing in the Death Star? Like the same...
I mean, I would assume, kind of, maybe. Reactor shaft. Pringle with spider legs. No Star Wars characters return as complete without spider legs. Stormy says, "Good luck trying to watch Solo, and with not 100% brightness." That was one of the first things I noticed about that film. I was like, "Why is everything so dark?" This is a dark movie.
Yeah, it starts off on Corellia, then goes to Minball. Then it's like a night scene on that snow planet.
Vandor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, guys, can someone turn on the lights, please?
And then you get blinded when it's daytime or you can't do it.
Somehow, Palpatine has returned with spider legs. I would have actually appreciated that if he returned with spider legs. Hey, what's up, First Order Lego? How you doing, bro?
Hey, Jay, can you see that really good?
Just a sec. I'm a Mandalorian. I'm looking for a Mandalorian.
Yeah. And that, well, you can't really see it, but like in the background, you see Mando.
Oh yeah.
That was like one of the things on my Instagram, so if you wanted a better look at it. I know my camera doesn't do justice, but...
Are you crazy? You're gonna get us both killed. Would not have batted an eye if he did have spider legs. Nothing would make it any worse. That's a great point.
There's this other one. So, Palpatine's arrest. How it shows the three Jedi and then Mace Windu. And the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you are under arrest. And then it cuts to like Jar Jar with red eyes, and it says, "You sit in some big doo-doo now."
I actually do an.
Hey, what's up, Dalek? New song coming very soon. Very soon. What were you saying, Brickopotamus?
I do a really good Jar Jar impression. Out of literally all the Star Wars impressions I could be good at, it's Jar Jar.
Is it better than my Jar Jar impression?
Probably.
Wow, I gotta hear it now.
I don't know. Give me a good Jar Jar line.
All right, I'll start off with Captain Tarples, and then you follow up with the Jar Jar response.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what the...
It's Jar Jar, use of the Boomba.
What was the last part?
Jar Jar, use of the Boomba.
The Boomba? Listen, no use of the Boomba.
Holy crap. You're supposed to say Misa no have a Boomba, but that's actually really good. Just talk like that for the rest of the stream, please.
I've actually done that on multiple calls in the last few days.
Where has this been the whole stream? We've literally had comedy gold waiting for us. Alright,
Dude, that should be your voicemail for your phone.
Alright, just keep going with it.
People will be like, did I really just call Jar Jar? Who is that?
Looky, Senator.
Looky, Senator.
All thinking and no power? When are you thinking Misa in trouble?
Pretty hot.
Dude, that took me a minute to figure out when he says that. Like, I had to go back and rewatch that and figure out where he said it.
It's pretty well hidden in the movie.
Wasn't it episode... Yeah, it was episode 1 when they get on Coruscant, right?
Yep.
Right on the platform? Yeah.
He's like, you sang the Queen? He's like, pretty hot.
Yeah.
Anakin should have been like, what do you think, Jar Jar? A queen like her and a kid like me? And then Jar Jar would have been like, no.
Just no.
Just no. And yeah, Luke, I'm enjoying the Star Destroyer build. It's a big boy. You're done with bag 7.
How many bags are there?
I think that it goes up to 19.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
The only
work in progress. Sorry.
It looks like I'm actually like I'm like exactly halfway through the instruction book, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the only UCS set I ever got was the Ewok Village.
That's a very good set. You like it?
Yeah, definitely. I was kind of obsessed with Ewoks back when I got it.
Ewoks are cool. Ewoks don't get more disrespect than they deserve.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I think someone had a poll a while back. What was cuter, Ewoks, Porgs, or Baby Yoda? And I think like 80 or 90% chose Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that makes sense. All these people who've never seen a Star Wars movie, or maybe they have, but and then they just watch Mandalorian for Baby Yoda.
Yep.
That's why I watch it. No, I'm just kidding.
To be fair, no one in Star Wars is cuter than Daisy Ridley. Happy birthday, Daisy.
Dude, I can't believe she just turned 28, so she's like a year younger than me.
Bro, shoot your shot.
I would if I could get her phone number.
Bro, that's the easy part.
I don't know, there's a picture with her and John Boyega, and they were pretty close.
They're very
It's on
close.
Instagram.
Like I think they became really close friends over the filming of the 3 episodes. That boy Xavier Sorrent dropping some cash. He just says, agree. I'm glad he too has some respect for Daisy Ridley. And I agree, Porgs are cuter than Baby Yoda.
But they don't have the power of the Force. So if you end up being in trouble one day and get attacked by a giant animal, a Porg might not save you. Like
Porg
Baby
could
Yoda.
probably save you. Porg could probably peck the heck out of someone.
What do you think of the force healing thing?
The old force healing thing.
Yeah.
I
don't.
When Baby,
I think it's ridiculous.
I mean, I hate that Baby Yoda can do it because it's just dumb.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like, he can't even talk, but he can heal someone's wound in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's stupid.
The whole... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And then there's the problem where we've never seen force healing in any of the original movies, so it's just like out of nowhere.
I mean, I'm fine, except that like it's just something Rey can do. Like she just like learned how to do it. You know, reading ancient Jedi texts that none of the Jedi that we saw had access to. Like I'm actually okay with that for the most part. And then Kylo just does it. Yes. So I don't know, dude.
The whole thing was just really confusing.
I'm fine with it as an idea, but it has just been executed wrong.
The thing that bugged me at the end was the kiss. Like, there was no need for her to kiss. I love that.
I wanted Rey to die. I really, really wanted Rey to die. Because, I don't know if you've seen these episodes in Clone Wars, but there's this whole thing where Yoda's going through his Jedi training, and they explicitly explain, like, you can't have a Jedi and no Sith. Or, sorry, wrong episode. It's like the, you know when Anakin goes to those Immortals, those like Force Immortals.
The Mortis arc.
Yeah.
I hated that so much.
They explicitly explain there has to always be a balance in the Force, like either no Sith and Jedi or there are Sith and Jedi, and so you can't just have one Jedi at the end. It's like it would have worked for.
I'm totally fine just ignoring that. I mean, because it's just not true.
But that's like I would have been totally fine with Kylo because he's not a Jedi. He quit Jedi being a Jedi, but he's also no longer a Sith. So I'd have been fine with that. And then he gives himself up for Rey, and then they kiss. I'm just like, what? Why?
I mean, but how is that even like ever true in Star Wars? Even, you know, during the Republic, the height of the Republic, there's like hundreds or thousands of Jedi.
Well, right. Not a balance in numbers, just a balance like there are both. That's all.
I mean, there could still be some other threat out there that we're just not aware of, like.
Well, right, but it wouldn't necessarily be the dark side. It could just be.
I'm saying like Rey doesn't have to be dead to like to fulfill that. Like I don't know, man. I just really I hate that Mortis arc. It's just so fake deep and like unnecessarily confusing. It's up there with the World Between Worlds of just awful Dave Filoni nonsense.
Yeah, that's probably the one arc I have not rewatched.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. Like it's just
Yeah.
like it is very skippable.
There's no action, and you see like everyone turned evil in that episode, and it's like they're all fighting against each other, and then it kind of amounts to nothing. Like, what were those immortal people even for?
What was the point of this?
I guess it's not as bad as what was the point of the Battle of Geonosis.
Exactly. I'm glad people are starting to feel my pain.
But it did give a lot of people great mock inspiration.
That is true. I was like, this whole battle is pointless, but I would love to build it in Lego. That was my
Right.
takeaway.
The only downside is all the dark orange. That's why I haven't and if anyone's wondering why I haven't done an update in a while, I haven't gotten any parts because most of the Lego stores are closed and just trying to accumulate a lot of dark orange.
They had dark orange 1x2 tiles for a while.
I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, I got
Jay bought them all up.
Do you guys keep a bin of just the most recent pick-a-brick parts?
Not necessarily. I mean,
I do.
stuff comes and goes.
It's the best thing I've ever done with my Lego.
When are the Lego stores actually opening back up?
No idea.
Oh.
I think it's like 2 months at least. Because quarantine's usually 70 days, so it has to be after that.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Go to Jay's house and buy filler?
I need to buy filler from someone else.
Yeah.
I feel like you could do a Geonosis, Jay. I could. I just wouldn't be able to incorporate everything that I'd like to at this point. I need a lot more ships. I need a lot more clones. I certainly need a lot more battle droids. I need a lot more dark orange. I just need a lot more of everything except for filler, pretty much. But yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, man, I want to build this bad boy.
Would you design your own gunship or use someone else's if you did Geonosis?
I'd probably use someone else's. There's so many gunships out there.
I think that's what we're gonna do is just use a custom design because the model or the set, I don't really like the set.
Lord of Brick says, I got you on droid. Do you have a bunch of the dark orange ones, Nate?
Me?
No, I'm talking to other Nate. Lord of Bricks is also Nate, yeah. I almost forgot about that.
That is one of the things I want to get because Daniel's running the tan and then the sand red battle droids.
Yeah.
And then the blue super battle droids. I think I want to run the gray or silver, whatever you call them.
Right.
Super battle droids and then the dark orange ones.
That's one thing I definitely need more of. Almost all of my super battle droids, except for the ones that I got in that gunship set, are broken. It's either the arms or the legs. Those things are just so fragile. And I didn't even play with them a lot.
I have one of my arms from my super battle droid, that gray one that has a broken piece on it, so I can't even use it.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a few broken super battle droid arms.
They break so easily.
Yeah. Is it the dye or the metallic colors?
I thought the dark orange droids were cheap. Are they actually pricey now? When I checked them before, they were surprisingly cheap.
Are they expensive now?
Let's see. 9th level, thousands of battle droids.
I don't think I plan on doing figures till closer to the end. I need to focus on the terrain first, and then somewhere in the middle.
Dude, the dark orange battle droids are the cheapest ones. Although there aren't very many. Oh, that's the commander. Yeah, even the commander's cheap. Let me find the normal one. Yeah, dude, those are the cheapest ones. Why'd you? I mean, are they maybe pricey where you live, Luca? I always thought they were cheap. I get most of my minifigs from Bricklink. I'm on Bricklink right now. There aren't a ton. Oh, that's with the back. Let me find ones without the back plate. Hold on.
Yeah, because I don't really care too much about the back plate.
Random Bricklink question. Have you guys ever ordered a ton of light gray and then realized you ordered light gray and not light bluish gray?
That's happened to me actually a few times recently, and I'm very irritated that I made that mistake.
That happened to me the first time I ordered a lot of gray tiles. It was just 1x2s, not and it wasn't that many. But when I got them, something about these seems different. And then sure enough, I was like, oh crap, I got normal light gray.
Since I wanted to get 10 plus for my Geonosis in Europe, and I paid quite a lot. I'm looking at it on I mean, there aren't a ton of listings like to get a decent quantity, but they aren't expensive. I wouldn't. They're still like $2.50 US from a seller in the UK who has 185 of them. So I don't
I
know.
always wonder, how do people get so many of one thing on Bricklink?
Just buying a lot of sets. I mean, this figure came in a lot of sets.
Well,
Yeah, there are some.
the other things.
There are some people that like buy sets and then part them out, like sell the figures separately and then sell the parts separately.
Yeah, especially
I was
Bricklink
wondering,
sellers.
would you make more by doing that than just selling the set altogether?
Usually, yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, you
I
just
mean,
end up
otherwise
just
there's
making
no
more
point.
money. We aren't all rich. I mean, I'm not saying I don't think $2.50 isn't expensive for a minifigure.
Yeah.
When you're getting up to like $7 to $10 a figure, oof.
But I remember paying more than for shipping than the entire order. Maybe the droids weren't the problem. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That is true because like I've ordered some of my dark orange off of eBay, and the parts themselves in a big quantity was cheap, but the shipping was like $30 to $40.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was expensive, but it was also coming from like Australia and like way out of the country.
Pop Professor says, I mowed the lawn, grilled some hot dogs, put my kids to bed, and you're not done with the Star Destroyer. I'm done with all I'm going to build today. I was just hanging out with the boyos for a little while longer, talking about expensive Star Wars figures. So I'm surprised there aren't so many listings. Like, if you want to buy more than like 10, there's only a few people with it. But I wouldn't say that they're pricey. It actually kind of makes me feel like, well, I don't know. Like, I want to buy some, but then it's like, I won't get to Geonosis for a while. And, I mean, hopefully there'd be another set with the Dark Orange Battle Droids in it. Appreciate that, Lord of Bricks.
I was kind of sad when I found out that wasn't going to be your next mock. Like, there was rumors saying that it could possibly be Geonosis. Like, you were supposed to collab with Matt and David.
I still don't know where that came from.
I don't know.
I literally have no idea how that became a rumor.
But it would make sense because David's got a lot of clones. He's got a lot of gunships. Matt's got like all those clones from an Axis and everything.
Imagine putting all 14 of David's gunships in a Geonosis mock. How big that would have.
Oh, and the ATTEs that he has, plus the few that Matt has, and then I don't know if you have any there.
I don't have any built. I had both sets. Both of them are parted out in my collection. Or two. I had two sets. Two of the three that were released. I mean, yeah. I mean, if we did a collab, we wouldn't. I don't think we'd use. I mean, I wouldn't use the gunships that David has. Yeah. David feels differently about putting sets in mocks. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I've not announced my next mock.
But you do have, you know what it is.
I'd say it's still in motion. It's not in motion. The future always is. Yoda says. So I don't know. It depends. It'll depend on how I feel. Depend on what my mood is.
I mean, Geonosis will get there eventually. Like, it's on the list.
I can promise you guys, Geonosis will happen at some point.
That's like with me. Like, I still have plans to do like Hoth and Crate and Endor and stuff like that. It's just when.
Exactly.
There's still stuff from like Battlefront 2 that I want to do.
My only mock plan, which I've had since I first saw the Clone Wars movie, which Jay, I think you said you didn't see.
I still have not seen the Clone Wars movie.
That is one of my favorite. Well, definitely one of my favorite Star Wars movies, and I guess it just depends if you like Clone Wars or not. But I remember watching that when I was little, and that was like my favorite movie ever. But I have plans to start a 2-year Christophsis mock after Brick Fair. Will hopefully be pretty huge.
That sounds awesome.
What's Christophsis?
It's the planet that the Clone Wars movie starts in. It's also in the Cat and Mouse episode of Clone Wars and The Hidden Enemy.
Oh, I haven't seen the show at all yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, basically it's just like this massive city world with these bluish green crystals everywhere and these massive skyscrapers.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be cool. Kind of like Mandalore.
Kind of like Mandalore, actually.
Yeah.
It's more blue than Mandalore.
Yeah.
More blue. Anyway, yeah.
I almost said Mandalorian. That's why I had to like think about it for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right.
Whenever I type Mandalore these days, it autocorrects to Mandalorian.
Oh, wow. All right, guys, I think that's probably going to finish up the stream. I got a decent amount done on the back and bottom of the ISD. This thing actually getting heavy. Like, I can't just lift it with one arm as easily as I could before. So, I appreciate you all. Playmation, perfect timing. Appreciate you all for coming. It was a fun time. Brigopotamus, it was very nice having you on. This will definitely happen more often now that we figured it out. Same with you, Nate. So, yeah, we'll...
Yeah.
What's
I
up?
had a quick question before you go.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Where do you plan on putting that big thing when it's done?
That is a question for another time, because I don't
For
even
another
know.
yeah.
I literally don't know. I'm honestly kind of concerned about that. Anyways, we won't think about that right now. We'll think happy moments. This is a happy moment, guys. This is the happiest moment of my life. So tomorrow there will be a Starkiller based update. You should certainly tune in for that, because I've been getting some really good work done on Snoke's hologram room. And more exciting things coming up next week, including a review of that bad boy right there. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you all.